What's going on, guys? Welcome to Outside the Brand. This is episode number 115 for your January 11th, 2022. It's Tuesday. It's time to talk on Tuesdays. You know, we got our boy Anthony with us right there. He is right below me, and we always got some other members of the OTB family right here on the podcast. It is officially that time to talk about a topic of discussion that we all come together to try to possibly make for this type of a show. We used to do NXT on Tuesdays, but considering the state of NXT, we're just like, I think it's better just to talk about some good old professional wrestling. And yeah, that's exactly what we're going to be doing today. Guys, I was contemplating doing the show tonight, mainly because if you guys already don't know, I mean, everybody here on the podcast knows. I'm pretty sure everybody here in the chat does know as well. It is my birthday. I don't feel it. I really don't. I turned 24 on 3 o'clock in the morning. I turned 24, 3 o'clock in the morning today, and it just did not seem like it. Having a birthday on a Tuesday is not the best day to have a birthday. You got to go to work, and you actually got to, do real life things, and then all of a sudden you come home at 6, and here you are. You're watching NXT for the next 2 hours. But it was a fun time. It was just a normal birthday. Obviously, we're going to be doing things over the course of the week to celebrate my thing, because usually over in this part of the woods, it's not really a birthday, it's a birth week. So they're probably going to be doing some stuff for me. I don't know what the heck they're doing. They always keep things secret from me anyway. But it's going to be a thing, and we'll keep you guys updated on that. But we are here to talk about a story that I got for you guys today on NXT and the future writing of that show. The creative team has changed, considering especially everything that happened this past Thursday when every single member of Triple H's team got released. And yeah, so we got new word on the creative process of NXT. And then we'll talk about the brand split and if it should be ending or if it should be staying a thing. Guys, what's going on? Anthony, it's great to have you back on the podcast as always. And how are you feeling on this fine Tuesday night heading into Wednesday morning?
I mean, I'm not doing too bad. Chilling. It's one of my days off. Uploaded a few videos. I have one that's going like super big right now for like no reason.
You gotta love those.
I don't know if it's just because Braun Strowman's in the news right now or what's going on, but yeah.
That TikTok. That one.
Yeah, check it out. It's pretty funny. I found an article from Inside the Ropes talking about him confirming him dating a wrestler that people were kind of like suspecting from NXT. And it was just what he said that I thought was really funny. But yeah, that one's been like blowing up for some. So. But I'm doing pretty good.
What's going on, guys? Laf, I know you're here. Nate, Saul, thank you for joining us. We're here. We're going to be talking about that brand split.
Where you at, Laf? Where he at? Where that man at?
I'll be there in 1 second, y'all. I'm not dead. What's up, Anthony?
He didn't fall asleep. You're good.
I'll be right back.
What's going on, Nate? Nate, how are you, my man?
What's up, man? I'm happy that OTB is back, baby. I missed last night because Phil didn't let me know that we were going to be back last night. So
I told you in your stream.
No.
Yes, you did.
No. Otherwise, I
You
would have
had
been
over
on last night.
150 people last night in your stream, bro. It got lost.
Hey, listen, yeah, it was banging last night, but yeah, I'm here, and yeah, ready to get into this podcast. I missed you guys on OTB, so yeah, I'm ready for it. Let's get it.
First things first, I'm back a little. Second thing, happy birthday, Phil. Kobe year, of
Happy
course.
birthday, Phil.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Kobe,
Good day.
yeah. Y'all chat, I'm back. I'm here. I missed y'all. How y'all doing? I want to let you know is that I'm ready for this. We're going to talk some good stuff, talk with these incredible human beings, We are ready. Let's do it.
All right. Brand split. Well, first of all, no. We're not talking about brand split yet. We're talking about NXT. WWE NXT creative team is now under the man, the myth, the legend.
BP.
No, he's actually not a legend. He's probably one of the worst human beings backstage in WWE right now. Bruce Pritchard.
Boo!
He is now in command of NXT creative. WWE continues to change the way they operate NXT. The brand staff previously had a lot of animosity over the course of the past few weeks and how the show has run. Those days of the old NXT are now over. When Triple H ran NXT, the creative team was operating on its own separate entity. It was separate from Raw and it was separate from SmackDown. But now it looks like that is no longer going to be the case. NXT existed in its own bubble and acted like its own creative team, but WWE has been moving away from people and that philosophy set forth by the game as of recently. We all know about the releases. We all know about his team being fired. Guys like William Regal, Gabe Sapolsky, and many others. The show is now going completely corporate. PW Insider has reported that the NXT creative team will fall under the oversight of Bruce Pritchard and Christine Lubrano. They will directly report and answer as a duo for the creative team. Pritchard is one of Vince's most trusted advisors, as we all know. There will also be a new head writer under Bruce Pritchard and Christine Lubrano, known as, his name is Johnny Russo. Not Vince Russo, Johnny Russo. Don't know who this Johnny Russo is, but he is now going to be taking over the lead pen, so to speak, and he is going to be the lead writer. Russo has been with WWE, a part of the creative team, since 2011. So he's been here for a while. He's been here for a good 10 years, but he's here. Dewey Foley, the son of Mick Foley, will also be a part of the NXT creative team. And also Anthony Golden Jr. So there we go. Those are the top three writers of the team as of right now. The sweeping, the sweeping change brought on by WWE has been a shock of many NXT supporters. There are no signs of the company changing course anytime soon, but time will tell on what other tweaks will be made to the current state of the NXT product. Dewey Foley, Johnny Russo, and Anthony Golden Jr. are your top three writers of NXT 2.0. That's going to be a lot to get used to. Obviously, tonight, if you saw tonight's episode of NXT compared to any other episode of NXT 2.0, you can honestly kind of see the difference. The NXT 2.0 of tonight was drastically different. There was something completely in the air about how things were run over there. People's like superstars promos were so cut dry. They sounded really forced, especially Carmelo Hayes's promo tonight. And I didn't really see any other promo. So you were on live the entire time tonight. Maybe you can shed some light on this, or anybody else that watched NXT can shed some light into this. But yeah, those are the top 3 writers of the NXT creative team, and that's it. And that's it. Like, the totally new regime, and we knew it was going to happen because everybody from Triple H's team got fired.
Pain. That hurts. NXT. So NXT. You know what? I know the new head writers are probably messed up, but you know what? I'm still gonna give NXT a shot. So I know tonight was not the best, but I'll give it a chance. I'll give it, see what they got. If it's bad booking, I might,
I was about to say I did watch NXT tonight, and speaking of those promos, Phil, one promo that I did kind of notice that with was Braun Breaker's promo, and he was the first part of NXT when NXT first came on. Like basically, he was just talking about he was thanking Tommaso Ciampa for the opportunity and stuff like that, and talking about Tommaso Ciampa, but like the way his delivery was, it seemed kind of off. And then they just like cut his promo, and that was it. And then it went into the first match. So I don't know if that was a part of that new creative team, but yeah, something seemed off with not just Braun Breaker's promo, but a lot of the promos that we've seen tonight too.
As far as I'm aware of, the creative team started tonight. So
okay, yeah. So something did seem pretty off. So I don't know.
Boss said that he'd be right back. So Anthony, what are your thoughts on all of this? I mean, we got Dewey, we got Johnny, and now Golden Jr. as a part of the creative team, and those are the head writers.
I mean, it'll definitely be an adjustment. Give it a try, just to see how different. I didn't get to watch today's episode, but I'm willing to see how, just like anything, I still give Raw and SmackDown because, they still produce some good, but, obviously if it's my taste, I'm in, but, it's quite a shame. It was something that Triple H put a lot of effort into. And really just sad to see some people like Legal is perfect, who has such a great, being taken away because that is what put out. But when a lot of the inside guys like Richard, that were like boys knew that gone, so it definitely isn't too surprising once Triple H is kind of out of the equation that they're kind of put what he made and kind of running. But it's I'm still waiting on the title. That'll definitely be the end.
I don't know if it's on your end, Anthony, but you're like breaking in and out when the audio is for speaking purposes. So I don't know what's going on with that.
All right.
But no, you're good. I got most of what you were saying anyway. But yeah, it's definitely gonna take some getting used to. You were speaking about the championship, and I'm thinking you're meaning the NXT championship. You think that title is pretty much changing?
I think that'll be like the final like nail in the old NXT black and gold coffin when like all of the titles are no longer what they look like anymore. I was kind of expecting when Braun Breaker won the title that they were gonna do. I don't know if they're gonna do like a paint splatter thing, but like there has to be like new championship designs coming out to kind of christen like the new NXT 2.0 era.
And I'm telling you right now, if that legitimately does happen, that's legitimately gonna break the heart of not only every NXT fan, but man, that's gonna be a very hard. I would not want to be a part of the Triple H household when he pretty much just watches everything that he built from the ground up, especially with those championships, just fall flat on his face because he didn't create the NXT championship, but he was almost kind of the brainchild of that North American championship when that came around, and now we have the unified North American champion in Carmelo Hayes. When it's not even unified anymore, he doesn't even hold the Cruiserweight Championship. He just has the North American Championship, and he's called the unified North American champion. It makes no sense, but yeah, I would not want to be right next to Triple H when if those things do happen. But we will definitely see from there where things go. But yeah, that's your major story coming out of NXT tonight. We have a new creative team that started, and yeah, so there's that. And now we can get into the real meat and potatoes of this stream and of pretty much our talking points for tonight. The brand split. The brand split is something that we have been holding on in WWE since, I believe, 2016. 2016 is when really the draft started, and we pretty much got into that era back of professional wrestling again. We now have the current state of the championships are the WWE, the Universal, obviously the Intercontinental United States. We have 2 set of tag team championships and 2 set of women's championships, along with the 24/7 championship, and I don't even call that a championship at this point. This is just, you can literally call that fucking dumpster fire, and you'll be correct.
Dog water for title.
Pretty much, yes.
Moose Knuckles. I said Moose Knuckles.
Okay. Brock Lesnar, the current WWE champion, came to Friday Night SmackDown, and he's like, "Hey, Roman, I want you title for title." It's pretty much where he was going with.
Please no.
And Roman's like, "Hey, that's a great idea, but that's not my idea." He pretty much just shoved it off and walked away. As soon as that happened, people were scrambling and people were trying to figure out what the heck all this truly means. Does this mean the brand split is ending? Does this mean we are going to have a title for title? Does this mean we're going to have a unification match at WrestleMania? That has to happen. To me personally, the brand split has to end. The current state of WWE and their creative has been its absolute worst since I can't even remember, really. we got ways in order to get there to a unification match. Will WWE do it? Probably not, because it's WWE and they're probably going to do the least plausible way to either get there or we're just going to say, yeah, fuck you guys, we're not going to do that. But what are your thoughts? When you heard Brock and Roman pretty much have that kind of seed planting in your head of a possible unification match and the ending of a brand split, is it plausible? And do you think that it could save the creative downfall known as the WWE as of right now in the current state of this company?
I wanna see.
Let's answer the first question first. Is it possible that we could see this?
Yeah, very much.
Yeah,
So everything is possible when it comes to titles. Anything, really, honestly. Especially how they want to unify it. Like, so yeah. To answer your question, bro, pretty much yes. Like, it's very possible.
Will it work?
Will it work? Depends on how it's booked. Depends on how it's booked, because double titles sometimes don't go as planned. I don't like when they unify. Go ahead, Bob. Go ahead.
I'm not too fond of the putting the two championships together. I want the title unification. I'm not really into that at this moment, because the last time they did it, was that the Cena and Randy stuff? That was the last time they unified the belt?
That was when they had the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That worked because there were many stars still on, even though the roster was like a little bit different from the prime time. I
believe that was 2015.
Yeah.
I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
There were still lots of people on that roster that you could give the undisputed WWE Championship to. There's only one person you can give the undisputed WWE Championship to, and that's Roman. So
yeah,
he's the top guy there. So
Roman,
Roman.
In my head, it would ruin the whole significance of having a unified belt, because it'll be just the way it is now. It'll be just one belt, because they don't treat the WWE Championship like an actual championship. They treat it like a
second,
damn near second. They have the U.S. title kind of higher than the WWE Championship at this point.
Yeah.
So it's just like, now you have the unification match, Brock and Roman. Obviously, Roman goes over, boom, Mania.
Obviously,
now Roman's the top Universal Champion of the galaxy, wherever the fuck. Now what? You know what I'm saying? We're back to SmackDown. Like, we're back. We're back.
Be honest with you, if they unify the titles, and of course Roman does go over, like, who's a believable contender to take those titles off that man? Like, anybody?
There is none, and that's the problem. That's really the problem. And here's the thing. And Anthony, I'll let you speak on the whole unification in just a quick second. But in Phenom, we're going to be talking about the Royal Rumble, because I got a ton of things that we all can talk about when it comes to Seth and Roman and Bobby and Brock and all that kind of thing. But the problem is, Loff, you're 100% correct in saying that there are no stars to even go up against Roman if that inevitably does happen. Once the actual Royal Rumble winner does come out and they get their shot on either night 1 or night 2 of WrestleMania against whoever champion it is, and if we do get the unification match on whatever night that is, they're most likely not going to win, because it's either going to be Brock Lesnar or Roman Reigns holding both the championships, and it's not going to look good for whoever that guy is. So then we're going to have to wait however long in order for WWE to even do anything. So can it work? Maybe. But that's up for WWE to decide as well.
As I said, that depends on how it's booked.
Yeah.
We can't.
What's your thoughts on all of it, Ian?
You can't give.
What were you trying to say, Lon?
No, Nate got it. Nate got it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's me. I'm kind of with Loft with this unification thing though, because like I don't know, like the thing is that with the unification thing, I see it happening, but with the brand split, it seemed like they kind of got to go that way just because of how desperate they are. Which is why also they're trying to work with Impact now, because they released
And that can also lead into shit too. Like, there's so much into this.
There's so much stuff going on, bro, and WWE is so unpredictable. It's crazy.
So that desperate for ratings.
Yeah,
so,
like they're that desperate. So like anything that they're trying to do is going to have to work for now, because they can't really do anything, and it won't save creative because creative is just that bad now. So I don't know. But,
I thought unpredictability was supposed to be a good thing.
Yeah,
it's really turning out to be a bad thing for WWE, because now we legitimately don't know what the fuck they're gonna do, and that's the scary thing about this. Because at the end of the day, we don't know what they can do. We can't do anything to change it. We're just here for the ride, and if it's a bad ride, we're all gonna be throwing up in paper bags because it's gonna be a terrible one at that. So, I don't know. There's so many things that could go on with this. What are your thoughts, Ant? You've been patiently waiting.
I mean, I think that the unification thing is fine because, every company is going to have that one top guy. And, obviously for anybody that watches WWE, they know that Roman is the guy. Like, yeah, Brock is the WWE champion, but we all know that they are putting Roman as the guy and as the champion. And so a unification deal makes sense, but as we've all discussed in further detail, and they really are showing this right now, who else do you have to go up against Roman to even be seen as a credible threat? And especially with Drew getting injured and not being featured on TV and kind of messing up the plans, you don't have those backups. So then you go and have to do this one thing. And, we'll probably talk about this further on anyway, but they're having the same problem that they had back before when the original brand split ended. And it's, you're only putting focus on so many guys to begin with. So let's just have the one brand as opposed to two separate brands and whatnot. And we're reaching that point now where we're only featuring the same amount of guys. So what's the point? And plus their roster is way smaller now than it was even just a year ago.
Right.
So having multiple champions doesn't really make sense when you have the same 5 people competing in the main event scene and whatnot. So I think unification's fine, but what are they going to do with that? Because they can set that up for however long, but after that happens, who else are they going to have to face Roman? Because I know Roman's going to go over regardless.
Right.
But, and this is just part of their fault with creative, is you haven't made anybody look credible to even be a chance. That's why they keep going to the Brock thing, because Brock has legitimacy towards him. So then anybody else, they can't go up against, Roman and seem like, oh, he could probably beat him, So they're backing themselves into a corner, and they have to figure out how to get out of it. So,
and that's always what they seem to do in these type of situations. Speaking of events that are, well, pretty much you're backing yourself into a corner. We got the Royal Rumble coming up, January 29th. It's happening. It's happening quick, and it's happening fast, and it's happening soon. The 2 Royal Rumbles are obviously, as they always do, take up the majority of the show. It usually takes up about the 2 out of the 3 or 3.5 hours that we get of that show every single year. The undercard, at times, can be pretty much useless. It's really just the Rumble and who wins, and if the Rumble has great winners, it could be just classified as a great show just based on that alone. But if you have the wrong winners, and sometimes it has come to that, a lot of people just criticize the show just based on the winners, and if it's a bad winner, it's a bad show. We'll talk about the women in a second, because I got a lot of flack for that, and I really that's fine. Anthony, you were probably one of, and if not the only respectful guy that came back from me at that, and I
did that for a reason.
Yes.
I did that for a reason because jumping to conclusions and saying that you're a particular way just because you don't like some of the talent that's on there is not enough for me to like say that, because like I grew up in that same era of women. And so for me, Summer Rae's not the most talented person and is not really somebody that I want to see, and I don't really particularly want to see the Bellas, but like at the same time, like I know that they have fans and that they're in good graces with the company and that they could fill out, potential, spot. I don't think that's fine. I'd rather have the Bellas than like a Santina role again, So
yeah.
But I totally got where you were coming from, and I think that that's part of the issue with some wrestling fans is you'll say that, and either it's the way you come off or however they think that you're just, I don't want to see any women in this, like that are untalented in this match or whatever. So I made that a point to be completely respectful when doing that because I didn't want to be anybody
you
like
were respectful. Other people, and I'm not even going to call out names. I'm just going to say other people. I legitimately saw death threats in my comments. I legitimately people were coming at me in ways that we just don't even need to be discussing on here.
Yeah.
But you're respectful, and I completely thank you on that. But we'll talk about the women in a second because I got some things I need to say. And I do apologize. I don't apologize for what I said because those are true thoughts and those are the way that I feel. And I'm always going to feel that way when I need to actually say something out loud. But when it comes to the men and that Royal Rumble, we're legitimately going to have a 10-man field this year. And those are the only people that are announced. And I feel, and Loft, when you said, don't be shocked if they legitimately announce the men as well. They didn't really do that, but we might as well just get that at this point because we don't know who else is going to be a part of the show. The most legitimate person in that field right now of who's going to be the winner of the men's Royal Rumble, I wouldn't even know who's plausible to even win that. And the thing is, it's probably going to be that celebrity dude who hasn't been relevant in 15 years. So probably.
I mean, fucking Hornswoggle for, fucking Hornswoggle to win the Rumble too. You can put anybody in that Rumble and who could win that. Anything is possible. It's the Royal Rumble.
He might win. No jokes. He might win, dead ass. He might.
The Royal Rumble this year consists of the Street Profits, the Mysterios, Austin Theory, Johnny Knoxville, Sheamus, Damian Priest, AJ Styles, and Biggie. That's it. We don't know anything else. And yes, we do have 3 weeks. So obviously people are going to be announced or people are going to be announcing on their Twitter or whatever. But 10 people out of 30. And you have 19 out of the 30 for the women. I don't know what all of a sudden the whole, I'm just announcing that I'm in the Rumble pretty much started. But I've always hated that about this. You either in my kind of generation or in my kind of I don't even know why I say my generation because we're pretty much all a part of that. But I remember when you used to qualify for shit. I remember when you used to, huh? Well, qualify for Money in the Bank, or I remember there were Rumble qualifying matches. They weren't really that frequent, but I do remember them.
Or you used to qualify to get like number 30 or something like that. Like,
Right.
You know what I
Or
mean?
something.
Like, yeah. It made it a bigger deal. Plus, it helped to fill out because, I mean, I'll be honest, like that's the main reason why people watch that pay-per-view. And so it makes sense to want to fill your television shows and make people want to earn a spot. Or, yeah, it's a dumb way to do it, because, especially now because you can just say you're a part of it. But,
Knoxville
it was a way to
qualified.
fill out television that made somewhat sense.
Knoxville qualified because he threw Sami Zayn over the top rope. Like, no. Like, that's when I have a problem with him in this. First of all, you're legitimately just having him on here just to promote his movie that, I'm going to be completely honest, I haven't even seen a Jackass movie. I haven't.
Plan on it. I have to be sitting down and watching Jackass. What? I
haven't seen a Jackass movie, and I'm probably not going to plan on it. Because the thing is, Jackass hasn't been relevant in 15, 20 years.
Like what?
And I'm 24 today. So you mean to tell me that that I'm going to be sitting here watching Johnny Knoxville win the Rumble? You can kiss my ass goodbye, because that's not going to happen.
I'm trying not to laugh. I'm trying not to laugh. I'm not laughing at you. I'm just laughing at the scenario. I'm just.
Oh yeah, no. I would love to see it because I don't know if you've seen the fact that he actually has merch now.
Yes, he does.
Yes,
but it's more of a joke. You know what? I'm not taking it seriously. And here's my whole opinion. And I made a video because I did have somebody say, "Oh well, I'd rather have Mickie James over Johnny Knoxville in the Rumble." Or
anybody, really?
Right? Like he made that comment, and so I made a video talking about like celebrities in the match. And I'm like, I look at it this way, man. It's creating a moment. Because when we look at, and I think I gave the example of the Rumble that had Drew Carey in it, right? That just created.
What Rumble was that? Because I don't remember.
2012. No,
12?
2002.
Okay.
2002.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I was like 3, so.
2002, Kane eliminated him, I believe.
No, he threw himself over the top rope because Kane scared the shit out of him.
Oh yeah. I thought Kane threw him out. No, that was what was I thinking of? No, I was thinking of Honky Tonk Man.
Yeah, but I mean, he was in the Rumble match for less than 3 minutes, and it was to promote a show that he was going to do on pay-per-view, I guess. So I'm like, it's here or there. It's like a celebrity involvement. It gained a little bit of hype in a moment for it, but it didn't take too much out of it, and it was a comedy spot. I'm gonna look at this like, Johnny's gonna do some moves. If he doesn't eliminate anybody, I'll be really happy. But he'll probably be in there for like less than 4 or 5 minutes. So I mean, yeah, it takes a spot away from a guy, but
you know what? No, listen.
oh well.
Let me tell you this. You know what? If Johnny Knoxville's there, I want Bad Bunny back. Give me Bad Bunny back. I want him back. The man had a good match at WrestleMania. Bring him back.
That he cared. Knoxville doesn't care. Knoxville's here to get a payday. And listen, I'm kind of over that mentality of, oh yeah, they're just taking a spot away from a younger talent. I'm over that shit. Yeah, a lot of people think of it in that way, and you know what? I can totally see why. But I understand WWE's sentiment too, and a lot of it all goes back to them not being a professional wrestling company. They are an entertainment entity at the end of the day, and that is the reason why he's here. That is the sole reason why he is here, because it's entertainment and it's because of promotion. That's it. And if he actually does eliminate somebody, it better be somebody that
He
eliminated Sami Zayn to get into the spot anyway. So if he eliminates Sami Zayn again, it wouldn't shock me. But that's pretty much the extent of human being that I would pretty much allow Johnny Knoxville to even eliminate.
Veer.
I could only see him maybe eliminating like anybody competing for the 24/7 title like Akira Tozawa or R-Truth, guys who aren't going to win anyway, and that it really wouldn't hurt them, and it puts them in a spot with a moment, So
yeah,
I'm sorry, Law. I'm sorry.
Stupid, yeah.
Yeah. And now,
what about the Rumble?
What was that?
I was saying, are we still talking about the men's Rumble, like besides Johnny
No,
Knoxville?
I'm switching over to the women right now. But yes, send beer.
No, Phil. No, Phil. Wrong.
Listen, I'd love it if Hook was in the Rumble this year, okay? But no, when it comes to WWE standards, it's send beer.
I was like, no. Phil, wrong. I was like, we know who we send, but it's not.
We always send Hook, but in WWE standards, it's send Hook. It's send beer.
It was really funny, man, because you know what? A lot of people were somebody did comment Hook as the potential Forbidden Door entrant in the Royal Rumble, and I'm just
wouldn't that be cool though?
It would be because of his clout. But here's the thing, man, because so many people in the video that I made about that were commenting a lot of AEW guys, and I'm just sitting here thinking I would love to see that, but I don't know because AEW is one of their big competitions, so I just don't think that they're willing to do that. I have more of a feeling it's going to be an Impact guy. If they do a Forbidden Door guy, I think it's going to be more of an Impact guy.
Bluff and I talked about this for the first 45 minutes of the podcast last night. So if you guys want to even take a look at what Bluff and I were even thinking about when it came to that kind of idea, go check out yesterday's video. But I'm glad you brought up that Forbidden Door thing before we get into the women, because the Forbidden Door, first of all, that term is actually trademarked by Tony Khan and AEW, so they really can't use that in case if that's what they're really trying to call it that. But if WWE is trying to use, let's just use it for the sake of it, just because that's really where everything is going with companies working with other companies, or Forbidden Door. Let's say WWE was doing a Forbidden Door.
Well, Phil, you got to remember WWE can't say certain words. You got to remember that.
But in every single article under the sun, everybody's talking about WWE and the Forbidden Door, because that's really the only term that you can use when it comes to wrestling companies working with other wrestling companies. But let's say WWE does do a Forbidden Door entrant. Like you, Anthony, I think it's going to be somebody from Impact. And I think it's most likely, I think you said it in a video, where I think it's just going to be somebody from Impact, where it's not really going to be somebody from the active Impact roster that some people from the Impact fandom would know. I don't think it's going to be a guy like Moose. I don't think it's going to be a guy like the X Division champion, for example. I don't think it's going to be guys that are actually from the entity of Impact Wrestling. Yeah. If it's going to be a guy from Impact, it's going to be a guy signed from the roster that is a former WWE talent.
Exactly.
Guys like a Rhino, guys like a guy. Are there people of that nature that are from WWE? I feel like that could be the spot, because obviously other WWE superstars and other WWE fans will know them because they were a part of WWE in years past. Now that we pretty much discussed that, do you kind of expect it in that way now, or do you think it's actually going to be somebody from the legitimate Impact roster?
I still have the idea that Moose is going to be there, just because I feel like I've seen too much back and forth for him to not have any talks with them. It's obviously not a guarantee, but I just I feel like that's the only way you can do it without going to like maybe a released superstars, like going calling them and seeing if they want to come back for one night. But it's just like that just seems weird to me. I don't know. It seems weird.
Honestly, if it's there anybody from Impact, like you said, if it were to be Moose, yeah, that would be pretty shocking. Talk about big history in WWE, of course, or in all wrestling in general. But we also got to see other people that could also be in that Rumble possibility for Forbidden Door or whatever term you want to use, like Chris Sabin, or like, you could use like James Storm, or you could use anybody really that's under the mid card of Impact, really. But
Yeah.
also you can. But oh wait, WWE doesn't allow people from the Indies, do they? They don't allow people from the Indies anymore.
Oh no, I mean anybody that's from the Impact, they can't just shun people away, guys like that guys that came from the Indies. Like you can't just shun that away. Whoever's a part of the Impact roster is a part of the Impact roster. So anybody could be there. It's just a matter of whoever they either choose or not.
Honestly, I know it probably won't happen. But if I see Loki at the Royal Rumble, please don't. I was like, please let me see.
I don't know if Loki's a part of the Impact roster. Or imagine the Cabal was there.
Cabal.
Cabal is the crown jewel champ. Cabal is the crown jewel champion over in what JD, I'm so sorry. What the fuck is that company name? I just sent you guys the bracket for their women's championship. God damn it! I'm gonna have to look it up. Laf,
Were you about to say something?
You look like you had something on your mind. So what's going on?
Nah, Josh. I saw the comment that Josh put. If you want to make a moment, will it happen? Not 99%, no, because I can't imagine that ever happening ever. But if you want to make
Punk is never coming back to WWE.
He even said it. He even said he would never return to that company.
Yeah, and so did Mickey James, and look what happened.
Yeah, so did Mickey James. She cried on Busted Open Radio, and now she's back. So now she's here.
Yeah, I mean, in the video that I made talking about that, I had a lot of people talking about like CM Punk. I had, guys like James Storm and Chris Sabin, the top TNA guys, and I would love to see it, unless they're gonna, do a interpromotional thing where they're gonna actually have like a storyline reason for them being there, and it sets up like, because it wouldn't make sense for me like to have Moose being like the world champion, making an appearance in the Rumble just to then get eliminated and not even do anything after, So unless they're gonna do like a interpromotional thing, I don't see big top guys doing it. I said in my video, it's going to be somebody that has good rapport with the company on their end, at least. Not like, I still don't believe the Mickey James thing, man. That blows me away. But I think it's going to be somebody that has good rapport, and somebody that if they get eliminated, it's not going to be a big deal, because I feel like it would be such bad PR for the company to bring in like Moose and be like, oh, see, they don't take Moose seriously. He got eliminated in like 5 minutes, So I'm still going with my choice. I'm still going Slater, baby. So
he has kids.
He's got kids. He's got kids. But
the crazy thing is he still does that. Like he still does that gimmick. He has shirts like that. So
I was gonna say, WWE do they even own it, or does he have rights to that?
It's his thing. Like that's the thing that he made when he got undrafted. So.
Anyway, so listen, I actually have a theory about the Rumble before we get into the women, because I know you guys want to talk about the women. So of course Big E's like the most like very, very, very high chance that we might see Big E win. But I will say this: what if we're talking about if we're going to talk about Brock and Bobby, or Roman and Seth later, If we are, then I'll talk about my theory at the time. If we are, but I was saying, what if one of those four men, let's say Brock, let's say Bobby doesn't win the title, and he enters the Rumble, wins it, and challenges Brock again, like, and or Seth, or like you said, Seth doesn't win, does the same thing, but challenges Roman.
Or Roman or Brock. They lose the championship, they go in the Rumble, and they win it. There are so many other possibilities that could go along with that, and I could totally see WWE doing that just to be that type of a company. But losing a championship just to go into the Rumble and winning it, and then winning the championship 4 months later, what was the whole point of them losing the championship to begin with? That's where I was going. That's pretty much the only problem I have with all of that is. And then when it comes to just the challengers going into the Rumble anyway, just to get back to the spot where they were already at 3 months prior, I don't know. It just seems very, very shady to me in a spot where you could have gave that Rumble win to other people to try to elevate them into superstardom.
And to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if he had NXT. If he had NXT rock superstars to the Rumble. Honestly,
they're trying to not have any NXT superstars in both Rumbles this year. They're trying not to.
Definite. They gotta have like.
They gotta have at least somebody. I mean, I know he's not ready, but like, I wouldn't mind if I saw Braun Breaker as one of the entries, because
I'm about to say that's the most definite too, because he's
most definite. That one.
Can you just give me LA Knight, please? you.
Sadly,
Vince.
I'm
about to say he just came back, Phil.
I don't care. The guy has been ready for the main roster for months, and the guy just came back. Like, that guy was way more ready than fucking Rich Holland ever will be. So,
but I need your thoughts on about the whole Bobby situation. I need you guys' thoughts about that. Like, what if Bobby does do that?
You know what? When you were explaining that, I was looking at it and I was like seeing the light bulb kind of going off, because that is such a good heel move to do, and because they've done it in like elimination chambers, like when Chris Jericho won the title, taking out an opponent to then get into the match would be great. If you took out somebody that was like a lesser talent who really wasn't going to win anyway, and you have him do it, it can prolong that feud, I think, a little bit more. And I don't see a problem with that, but yeah, it would totally make sense to I was seeing like from what Phil was saying, to lose the title and then like prolong it just to then win it again. It doesn't really make sense. But if they're really wanting to push the whole Brock versus Bobby thing at WrestleMania, but like, okay, we got to do something now. Have like something happen in the match to where like the match ended like in a schmoz, to where no one, because that's the thing is like, I know they want to keep both of them looking strong. It's going to end in like a no contest or schmoz anyway. So that would just be a way for them to kind of like get an actual one-on-one, like somebody's got to win kind of thing, But once again, like, Bobby's already an established talent. So like, why not give it to somebody else who could really benefit from it, That's my only problem with Bobby.
I have a feeling though with Shelton and Cedric getting involved on Monday, we might be seeing them in the Rumble. I'm not so sure. Or at least involved in the WWE Championship match, and I hate that. I really hate that.
Right there.
I absolutely hate that.
Wait a minute.
I really do.
Something just caught me. So he attacks a less talent that knows it's not going to win anyway. He attacks one of them. He either attacks Sheldon or Cedric. And
he could attack them. But
another theory though, it might piss everybody off in the chat. It might piss Phil off too. I know I don't like it either.
Goldberg, don't you dare say that dude's name.
I'm not gonna say his name, but I would say he starts with the letter B.
I legitimately just said don't say Bill Goldberg. I legitimately just said don't say Bill Goldberg, and you just said it.
That's why I didn't want to.
If Bill Goldberg fucking won the Rumble, I'm done. I'm fucking done with this company, and you can see me to Kingdom Come. There's no reason as to why Bill Goldberg has to fucking be here.
One last match on the contract.
I might actually have an idea that Phil might actually like.
That involves Bill Goldberg?
Oh, no.
I can't wait. If I have to meet this guy in real life, I legitimately am going to share my feelings.
No, it's an idea that I'm thinking just with the way that because there is a rumor if they're not going to unify the titles that they're going to switch them.
And I absolutely hate that idea. I don't like the switching.
No, and I don't like. Well, like a title swap, I don't like, but in a way that kind of makes sense. I mean, you have Seth going up against Roman for the title. If he were to win, I could see Kevin Owens winning because they've been feuding for a while now. Anyway, I could see him winning the Rumble and going and doing that whole thing with Seth.
A guy like Kevin Owens is somebody who should have a winning for a Rumble kind of spot.
I think because you have somebody that hasn't won it, has to have been guaranteed something to want to re-sign, and
there you go. Oh my gosh, I forgot about that part.
You know, somebody that the fans like who hasn't won a world title since like what 2016, 2017?
2016 because he lost it to Goldberg.
So
Bill Goldberg.
There you go, man. I mean, building up a new star to somewhat be like, hey, stay with the company. We're going to give you this. You know, I can only hope, but I don't think it's going to go that way.
Now, day one was a total mystery to all of us because day one, we heard rumors that it was going to be Big E retaining the championship during the Fatal 4-Way or Seth Rollins becoming the new champion during the Fatal 4-Way, and then obviously it turned into a Fatal 5-Way when Roman got COVID, and obviously we now got Brock here. But
Austin, no, I would turn the TV off if I heard Ryback's music, dude. Like, no,
please. No, not the People's Hall of Famer, Great Khali. Fuck that shit too. He's not a Hall of Famer.
I wasn't going to say this, but I know he's too busy. John Cena. What do you guys think?
Well, the thing is, John Cena, it's not out of the realm of possibility that he's not going to be there. He could possibly be there because he said in multiple interviews just this past week that he's not done. He still has a couple of dates left in his current WWE deal. So maybe it could possibly be a thing. We don't know. But Betty Lou, AJ Styles, I believe that's really the only thing. Well, I think that and the Money in the Bank are really the only things that AJ really hasn't done yet. And not to Rumble.
I'm sorry, Phil. Wait.
No, I'm pretty much done. I mean, that could be something. AJ Styles could be a guy.
I'm saying if AJ were to win the Rumble, if Seth were to beat Roman, which we don't know, if Seth were to beat Roman, Seth stays on SmackDown. AJ challenges Seth. WrestleMania.
Anything can happen if AJ Styles wins the Rumble. I mean, we could see the AJ and Brock match again, and as we all know, that match in 2017 was actually not really that bad. That was probably one of the best matches on that Survivor Series card. And then you had AJ and Roman, and AJ and Roman has some great matches during their feud a few years ago. So anything could really happen if AJ does become the winner of the Royal Rumble. But at this point in time, when you only have 10 superstars in the Rumble,
I honestly also would like to.
there's also that guy too. I mean, listen, when it comes to the Royal Rumble for the men, you legitimately have no idea who could really be the winner of this thing because not a lot of people are either announced or just some people in this company are booked to absolute oblivion that you legitimately don't know where their futures lie. And that's pretty much it. And for the women, it's not really all that far-fetched either. Because the women of this company, you fire everybody to the point where you don't have anybody on your goddamn roster as to the reason why you have to call guys and gals like a Nikki Bella and Brie Bella, like a Lita. Even though I love seeing Lita every single time. And if Lita's a part of it, Trish Stratus is not too far behind. So there you go. It's why you have to call people like Michelle McCool, Kelly, Summer Rae, and obviously now the Impact Knockouts Women's Champion, Mickie James.
It's two more that got announced.
What happened? Who got announced?
PW Insider announced that Melina and Cameron is going to be in the Women's Royal Rumble.
God, Cameron.
I was okay with Melina. I was like, Cameron?
Oh my God, Cameron.
So
Cameron, you're legitimately going to have a migraine on national YouTube landfill. Holy fuck, Cameron.
So there might be
Cameron.
Yeah, they
announced I'm playing.
When the fuck was this?
They announced it on Facebook. It was on Facebook like a couple hours
ago.
But yeah, so we're gonna get a Funkadactyl reunion. Let's go.
No, please no. No.
Melina, I'm fine with. Okay, here's the thing. And when I made that video, I might have jumped to conclusions. I really did. I might have jumped to conclusions, and I might have said some things that really should not have been said. The thing is, the Bella twins are not terrible. They're not. They're not terrible, and they're at the time of their time, they were fine. And to be completely honest, they did revolutionize the women's professional wrestling at that time period. Fine. I'll be man enough to say that. I'll be man enough to admit that. That's fine. Lita, I mean, she's a legend. Obviously, I'm going to be fine with Lita here. And like I said, if Lita's there, Trish Stratus is not too far behind. I'm fine with it. And the next and I've grown to figure out what I said, and I'm trying to recorrect into what I'm trying to say now, and I'm trying to use my words very carefully and sparingly here, because I know people are going to be watching this. Michelle McCool, I'm going to be completely honest. We see her from time to time, and she looks great for the time that she is, and then it's just another name in the Rumble that we can get excited about.
Nope, he's retired. Did
you just say Uncle Taker? Nah.
Yes. In my brain, I was like, no, leave it alone. He's retired. Leave it alone. No.
Uncle Taker can stay. Okay. Kelly. No. There were many things going on with Kelly during her time period and what she pretty much stood for when it was the Divas division at that time. But the thing is, last time I saw Kelly, she still looked like she could still go. And I was perfectly fine with her being here up until that point. And we were seeing there. Summer Rae.
Vince was that desperate.
It's nothing even really about being desperate at this point. Summer Rae was probably one of the worst professional wrestlers I have ever seen in the company's history.
Worse than Eva Marie?
Well, She's not. She's probably not going to be too far behind from this list either. So let's be prepared for that. But she was really bad, and that to me is probably one of the worst names on this list. When it comes to the actual talent that are a part of today's women's roster, it looks pathetic, but that's only because everybody else that was actually pretty decent on this roster got fired.
Yeah, I know you. I knew you caught a lot of hate when you had said like Nikki and Rhea, you know, two of the more popular superstars on the roster. I know you caught a lot of heat for saying like, well, who cares about them?
Well, I said who cares because they're the tag champions and they don't mean shit.
And I understood where you were coming from, and like the reason why I totally can understand where you're coming from is because besides them being tag champions, after losing the titles, they've been kind of losing a lot lately, and now they just broke up. So like, yeah, they have a little tiff in the Rumble, but like, what else are they gonna do? You know what I mean? Like, they're not really put up to be like, okay, they can win the Rumble and then go to WrestleMania kind of thing. And that's kind of the thing that I have with the problem as well with a lot of these returns. You know, Michelle McCool is not going to probably go and win the Rumble. You know, the Bellas are probably not going to go and win the Rumble and go to WrestleMania. You know, a lot of these returns are just there to fill the void, get a cheap little pop, and that's it. You know, there's nothing credible about a lot of these women that are in there. You know, I'm still obviously willing to give it a try, but at the same time, like, there's not many of the women that I can see going here. I only have like one person on here who I feel is going to win this thing, and that's it.
I got my top 3 and I made my video today. I got my top 3, and I'm going to name you people that were fired from this company that I would like to see more than most of the women that are a part of that company right now, or even the people that are returns that are even slated to happen here. And I don't even need the WWE app even to say these names. Toni Storm, fired, released, gone. Tegan Knox, fired, released, gone. Ember Moon, fired, released, gone. I'd rather see any of those 3 names right now than a fucking Summer Rae. I'd rather see any of those 3 names right now than the Bellas. I'd rather see any of those 3 names right now other than I'm even sorry to say this, Mickie James. Like, you need to understand that people wrongly got fired, and then you swoop in and you get these names when you had great people of the future right in the palm of your hands, and you just threw them away like they're goddamn garbage or the dog shit at the bottom of your shoe.
Yeah. No, I completely agree, man. I mean, with the Rumble, I don't have a problem with, like, you know, stars of the past coming back when they're used to give the rub to the stars of the future. I wouldn't mind Lita coming back because obviously, I mean, she can still go, but seeing a Lita versus like a Rhea Ripley, you know, that'd be dope because like they're fantasy matching, you know, when they're probably not going to happen, but like you get.
We've been wanting a Trish versus Sasha Banks for the longest time.
You know, you could give them a little glimpse of what could be, and it creates that spectacle in that moment, and it allows them to be like, hey, they're a credible threat because look, they're beating up a 6-time women's champion. You know, like that's what they should be using them for, but it just feels like they're just using them to fill up a roster that
fill the void of the people that they lost.
You know,
yeah.
I think that's the irony is like you're having a 30-women Royal Rumble and you released a bunch of people who you could have filled out. Like, release them after the thing, you know what I mean?
And the thing is, WWE is legitimately trying not to use NXT women or NXT men to fill out the void of the remaining spots for the Raw. I was saying Raw and SmackDown Rumbles. That's not a thing. And please don't ever. I probably just jinxed it right now. Next year we're probably going to have a Raw and SmackDown Rumble. But
A 15-man Raw.
it's going to be a 15. Like that would be absolutely terrible. But yeah, like they had the roster right in the palm of their hands, and they threw it away. Well, if I am so sorry, you've been muted this entire time and really haven't been in the ears of people. I think you're just kind of letting us all talk this out, and you're about to jump in whenever, but. I do kind of want to have your thoughts on all of this because the Rumble and the way that I said things weren't really said in the best way. But I think now that once we all had this kind of talk, and Nate, you can also talk on this too. But I think in the way that we actually had this talk here, when it came to the Rumble and the way that I was legitimately just trying to get my thoughts out, but it probably wasn't the best way said. I think everybody understands the sentiment as to what I was trying to say in that video, even though it wasn't the best way said. I think now we kind of understand what the heck I was trying to say.
Where you at? Don't tell me.
Or Nate, you can even speak on it too. I mean, I think Loth has just been away for a little bit, and we'll get him back whenever. But yeah,
With the women's rumble, like I don't even know. Like it's so much stuff that seems like it's going wrong, not just in the women's rumble, but in both of the rumbles too. Like, first of all, why would you have Charlotte up in there?
that's also a problem. My God,
I have a theory, man, and this is the problem I'm having.
Well,
with the Rumble.
Because there's no that they literally had no. They
there's no
literally.
other women in there.
Wait a minute.
There's no other women in the roster.
You can find somebody else other than Charlotte up in there and push.
Well,
Wait a minute.
They're trying not to use NXT, dude.
What I was trying to say, I was going to say about why is Charlotte in the Rumble? Well, because Sasha got injured, and she was supposed to face Sasha at the Rumble. That's why.
Yeah, Sasha was my pick, but she's injured. But
I got my top
yeah,
10.
like,
We'll go around.
but yeah, like with the women, usually if you watch the last couple Royal Rumbles, usually with the women, you see, like I said, the likes of Kelly. You see the Bellas. You probably see Molly Holly popping up in there somewhere. You'll probably see. Let's see who else. Maybe Trish Stratus, but I don't even know if Trish Stratus might pop up. Of course, Lita. Let's see who else. Michelle McCool. I would say Layla, but I don't think Layla would come back.
Eve Torres.
Yeah, Eve Torres.
Even though Eve Torres wasn't that bad.
Right.
A lot of people gave her shit, but she was not bad.
To come back, actually. Yeah, I'm surprised I got Melina to come back, but
I'm honestly shocked about that one.
Yep, Phenom said Tori Wilson, another one. Yep, Tori Wilson. So like you got other legends that you could call, but I don't know. It just seemed like they're doing everything just so wrong, and I don't. Gail Kim, I don't know. Gail Kim, I don't know.
I don't see that because I feel like a lot of the names that people have been mentioning that they'd love to see in the Rumble, I would love to see too, but like I got to think of like, okay, do they have good rapport with the company? Like,
right.
Like, I know somebody mentioned Chelsea Green, and I'm like, dude, Chelsea Green got into a lawsuit with WWE recently. Like,
Chelsea left on bad terms, dude.
You know what I mean? Like, Gail Kim
Right.
was treated like shit in WWE.
Yeah,
and, like,
Gail Kim was.
I just don't see. I don't see it
too.
happening. Like, I here's my thing, because, like, you know,
I fully expect Lacey Evans to return, Aiden. I do.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I would be happy to see either Bailey or Asuka as well, since I know they're coming.
Bailey's one of my 3.
Bailey's
Yeah.
not scheduled
really?
to come back.
Bailey's one of my 3.
Bailey's not scheduled to come back before Mania.
Okay.
That's ridiculous.
I
Bailey has to be one of my 3.
I have the feeling like
But
they might have.
Asuka's still a believable entry because considering that I think she's recovered. I think she's cleared to compete.
Okay.
I think so. I believe so.
She would be number 4 for me then, if anything.
But also, guys, I have a thing. Yes, you guys don't like that. You guys don't like that they give out some of the women that were in the match, right? Well, like they're giving you a few people. Like what you saw on SmackDown, what you saw on Raw was like letting you know like who was going to be in the Rumble. It's just showing you who's like they will show you who's going to be more in this match. It's just you got to realize that with women you never know, because like I said, that the Cameron thing, disgusting. The freaking Melina, yeah, I'm all for it. But who other knows? You could see other people come back and join the Rumble and be in the Rumble. Like freaking, I don't know if that will happen. Stacy Keibler, or she's still under contract. She's still under contract. Don't like her. No, don't like her. Ronda Rousey. Ronda Rousey could come back. Who else could come? Oh, who else can come back? Like anybody you can name as anybody in that woman. And also, and you could see AJ Lee come back. And
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so.
AJ Lee, no.
Yeah, I don't see that happening with her. With
Paige.
wrestling, but
I'd see Paige before AJ Lee.
if her neck is
AJ Lee,
good, yeah.
AJ Lee. I think AJ Lee's. Shouldn't she be inches away of signing with All Elite? By the way, just you know.
No.
AJ
She's still a part of WoW. She's still a part of WoW. WOW.
Yeah.
Okay. But also when it comes to the women, honestly,
and even
guys,
that company could still be going under anyway. So
honestly, guys, Liv's winning in my mind. Liv is winning. I know what you saw. I know what you saw at day one, but Liv's probably gonna win this because what I saw at day one and what I saw on Monday, I was like, yeah, there's very high chance that Liv can win this. I know she can. I know you don't want this, Phil, but like,
it's not that I wouldn't want it. It's just I doubt it happening. I doubt Liv Morgan even has a lick of a chance.
It's one of those like not what ifs. It's more of a a prediction, a little bit of a prediction. But I could be wrong about it because like the most people I could see winning this is either Liv, Naomi, Shayna Baszler, or friggin' or if they do bring her back, Ronda, and we had that match with Becky, of course. Honestly, those are the three things because like I see, but like I said, I do see Liv taking the dub in the Rumble, most likely after what I've been seeing.
No, what's gonna happen is Santina Morella is coming back, right?
Yes.
I'm telling you right now, you know how Daniel Bryan was, I don't know if he was supposed to be in that Rumble, but never actually got entered or whatever, like he never showed up in that Rumble. I'm telling you right now, the women for that one is going to be Naomi. If Naomi is not in the Rumble, I'm not going to be surprised, and it's all going to be because of Sonya Deville. It's all going to be because of her, and that could be a possibility. So don't shoot the messenger if that does happen.
If Naomi does lose due to Sonya, also Sonya could be.
No, I'm saying Naomi's not even going to be in the Rumble because of Sonya.
Oh,
Like,
I was
she's just
gonna
not
say,
even going to enter.
I mean, I could see both of them kind of doing like a little thing in the Rumble and that just fill out 2 spots, you know, like. Yeah, I mean, I could see that, but because I mean, you have to do Naomi. I think because like Naomi is pretty much like Kofi Kingston in the Rumble now, right? Doing the whole like special
Yeah,
thing.
she is the woman version of Kofi.
So I wouldn't mind seeing that. I have like a prediction, and the only reason why is just because of the fact of why would you have Charlotte in there? And I mean, you obviously explained like why Charlotte's in there, and it's to kind of fill the void of Sasha. I have a feeling because sometimes like WWE lately has been having an idea and then they just totally have to change course because of real life events happening. But with the whole idea of this title unification thing happening, I could totally see Charlotte winning this thing and doing another title thing. If that is what they're going to do, I could see that being a thing. But other than that, I mean, because why would you put a champion in there, like a world champion from your own company, if she's not going to win the thing? You know what I mean? Otherwise, the person eliminating her would definitely be facing her at Mania. But that's just my thing.
I could see that happening now.
Because I just don't see Charlotte getting put in there and not winning it. Because if I remember right, that's one of the only things she hasn't done. So would make sense. At the very least, she's going to be going to the final 4 or 3. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be shocked if Charlotte's not a part of the final 4.
So either she's winning or they're setting up a match with her at Mania.
Right.
Now I got my top 3 right here, and the only reason why I'm even sharing my top 3 is because I made the video of it today, and I kind of want to share it with all of you and see what you think. Because I feel like this top 3, even though it does involve a returning superstar that might not actually return, because like you said, Saul, it might not actually be ready for her to return, but I was going to say mainly because of Sasha Banks being gone, this person has to come back just because it's just going to fill the void. And even if Charlotte is the only reason why that's the case of what she's in there for, I think this woman has to come back in this regardless. Number 3, and this is going to shock a lot of people, Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss, mainly because of here's the thing. She was just a part of last night's Raw. She was just a part. She was in therapy, trying to pretty much just come back to Monday Night Raw, just being a part of all of this. Last time we saw Alexa Bliss, we all saw her pretty much either foaming out the mouth and pretty much just having a breakdown because Charlotte Flair, the SmackDown Women's Champion, destroyed the doll, Lily. And she comes back in the Rumble, wins it, goes to SmackDown, challenges Charlotte for the SmackDown Women's Championship, wins the championship at WrestleMania, and ultimately ends the Fiend gimmick. And now we pretty much got the revenge after everything that happened with the doll. It could be a very plausible situation that could possibly be a thing. Number 2, Bayley. Bayley, you can have her return, and the thing is, with her, what better way to return than to not only just win the Rumble, go on to WrestleMania, and win a championship on your way back. Most likely, I would do the Raw Women's Championship because I think we've seen Bayley and Charlotte too many times, even though it might not actually have happened too many times. But I'd go Raw. Bayley versus Becky, I feel, would be the better match for a WrestleMania match than a Bayley versus Charlotte. That's just me. And then the number 1, the most likely winner of the Royal Rumble, in my eyes, and it sucks because it's going to be a 2-time winner, and it sucks because it's also going to be back-to-back, Bianca Belair. I totally see this happening, mainly because of 27 seconds. SummerSlam, you have her win the Rumble, you challenge Becky Lynch, you have her get revenge at WrestleMania, you have her win the championship there. I think Bianca Belair is most likely going to win this Rumble. I think she has a very legitimate shot to at least get in the final 4, and those are my final 3. not my final three in the Rumble, but those are just my top three when it comes to that, because those are probably the most likely winners in my eyes.
I want to ask you guys, how would you feel? I wanted to ask you guys, how would you feel if Ronda actually did return to the Rumble? Because that woman is still under contract with WWE.
I wouldn't care.
I mean,
I'd be like, oh, there's Ronda. Great.
Yep. Oh my
really,
God,
I would be
wow.
like, okay, that's cool, but like,
Yeah,
what are they gonna
exactly.
do with it? It's one of
Wow.
those things, dude, where like having a return like that is cool, and that's why I actually Phil definitely sold me on Bailey. So now I kind of want to see that, because why else would you do a return unless you're either going to set up a match with somebody else that either eliminates you or whatever, or you win the Rumble. So like I just, what are they going to do with Ronda besides her going for the title? Because that's kind of the precedent that they've set with her.
If Ronda returns,
you know what I mean?
she has to win.
That exactly,
And she has to go up against Becky. That's it.
You know, it's one of those things where it's like going into that thing, like Ronda's always been at the top. She's never not just been in like the mid card or lower mid card, because that's not who she is.
Yeah.
So like if she gets in that Rumble, she's gonna probably win. And so I'm like, well, then there you go. You just spoiled it for me. You know what I mean? It's kind of like what I feel with Charlotte. You know, is you're putting these people in there for a particular reason, and you're trying to make it seem like I don't know what you're trying to do. So it's one of those things where it's like I would be excited to see her, but like, what else are they going to do with her besides her going for the title?
Right.
Austin, I'd love to give you my picks for the men, but at this point in time, with only 10 people, I can't really give you a top three out of those 10, or really anybody, because like I said earlier, the booking of pretty much everybody in that men's division is so up and down. You can legitimately pick guys like a Hornswoggle, like we always joke about, and he could possibly win this thing. So who knows?
Yeah,
like a Von Wagner or something.
It's crazy, man. Like the men's Royal Rumble is the one where I'm like, I can't even pick like three people, because like it could be anybody. You know, Kevin Owens could make sense. You know, somebody that's losing their title opportunity or the title could come in and make sense. God, dude, I can even see Austin Theory making a
Oh,
if
God.
I had to do a top three, it would maybe be Austin Theory, Finn Balor, and Kevin Owens. Maybe those are my three. Because Kevin Owens has, well, like Anthony said, he has to have something, because he signed a 3-year contract worth $3 million each for those 3 years, which is a pretty damn good payday. So good for you, Kevin. Finn Balor has been lost in the shuffle for months on end, and we haven't even really seen the man to begin with. And then Austin Theory, he's right under the booty of Vince McMahon. So, and then you got him right there. So, it's true. I mean, name one guy that's not really underneath the butt of Vince McMahon right now.
Mm-hmm.
And
So,
I mean, I might be the minority in this, but I honestly would not be like mad if Austin Theory won. You know what I mean?
I wouldn't either, though.
That's a new
Because
star. I mean,
he's such a good talent. It's just the thing is, his gimmick sucks with his selfies and him being a part of Vince McMahon. That's it.
I mean,
That's really the only thing that's keeping me away from him.
Guys, I know this probably wouldn't happen, but what if Sami Zayn wins this Rumble?
To go along with him finally taking away this conspiracy theory that he's been having for like the past maybe 15 years that he's been a part of the company.
For real.
But like I mean, I'm just trying to think, like, who would he go against? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if he wins the Rumble, like, I mean, is he going to
could
go
go
against
against
Brock
Shinsuke
because he had
again.
that moment, or you know what I mean?
You know what, Aiden? Elmo could possibly win this thing. Elmo has been going on fire as of late. Balsamic vinegar? That's a big word for Elmo. And the thing is, Elmo.
No, Kermit the Frog wins? Oh my God, Corbin, my guy. That's my guy.
Oh, Aiden, we don't really highlight comments anymore, but I have to highlight this one. Diego from Go Diego Go. Boom.
Yes!
Easy winner from
Bro.
the Rumble.
You know what? No, I was actually thinking. You know what? No, I was actually thinking of the saber-toothed tiger from Ice Age. Actually,
Gwen Stacy. There you go. Boom.
Bro, if Diego show up with the rescue pack, my guy, it's over.
The rescue pack.
No, guys, no. Dora the Explorer is winning. She's got the backpack. She's got the map. You know, she's showing you where
she's got the map to win this entire thing.
Dora's backpack has nothing on Diego's rescue pack, bro. That rescue pack has
stars. It has stars on the side pocket,
bro. That rescue pack could turn into anything that you want. Bro.
Dora's backpack can capture stars. Do you see his backpack capturing stars?
It doesn't matter, bro. This ain't Super Mario. A star is not effective.
Although, you know what? I would pay money to see that happen, like Dora coming out for the women's rumble, because I just want to see Michael Cole and Pat McAfee's like reaction. Because I could totally see Michael because I could totally be him just being like, it's Dora the Explorer, like, and Pat McAfee
He's just marking out because of Dora.
No.
And all of a sudden, Swiper comes into the men's Royal Rumble.
Swiper in the men's, and then just have like Michael Cole like I could just see Swiper taking something, and then like Michael Cole just being like vintage
Swiper knows
or something like that. You know what I mean?
It would be absolutely disgusting.
No. You know who's winning? Franklin. Hey, it's Franklin.
That would be terrible.
No. You know who's winning? Arthur and Buster. They're gonna be the one-on-one. They're gonna be the last two in the Rumble. Whoever wins goes to WrestleMania. You know.
Fred from SpongeBob, the My Leg guy from SpongeBob, easily.
No. You know who's winning? You know who's winning? Joey from Friends. Is winning.
Listen,
yes.
I would not mind Joey. All right, Joey's the GOAT. But
Joey's the GOAT, exactly.
Joey versus Austin Theory at WrestleMania, man.
No, Fred is not winning. That man always hurts his leg. Like, what? Like, no.
I know he'll fall fall over the top rope and then start screaming my leg. And
exactly. No, you know what? Sandy Cheeks is winning the Women's Royal Rumble. You guys don't know that she's winning the Royal Rumble. She's karate chopping every single woman over the top rope. You know, and then oh God, no, Aiden, no.
Aiden, no, we don't say that woman here. Okay.
No.
She is now under bad terms with everybody. Do not say her name.
Don't ask her to pay for my college tuition. I'm just playing.
Yo, we can't. Oh my God.
I'm joking.
Thank you. Yeah.
Oh God.
Let's shift gears, please.
Shift gears, please.
Yo, yeah, that took a left. Yeah, we're gonna have to turn around, man.
I'm pretty sure Lop is actually very happy that he is part of this.
By the way, you spelled her name wrong, but it's close enough.
Steve from Blue's Clues is winning. I'm telling you that.
You know what, bro? That'd be dope as hell to see.
Yes!
And the only reason why he comes into the ring is because he found a Blue's Clue in the middle of the ring or something.
Yes!
It like writes itself, bro.
Incorporate that with R-Truth, and you got a banger right there.
With little Jimmy.
Okay. I know this isn't really talking about the Forbidden Door anymore, but the thing is, Anthony, I'm glad you're here because Loft and I were talking about this on the Monday Night Raw review, and we want you and pretty much everybody else's thoughts on this. As we all know, R-Truth was a part of TNA back in the day. R-Truth was a part of a very legendary tag team with Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones, a part of that tag team, never got actually tagged into tag team matches. That is why we had those guys have tag team championship gold when R-Truth defeated Sting and Kurt Angle single-handedly, may I add, because the NFLPA never allowed him to be in a match. And that's a legit true story, by the way. Like we looked it up on an episode of the podcast, and it was great. And it was a great talk.
R-Truth is a legend for that.
Yes. I want R-Truth to go over to Impact Wrestling and just walk backstage or whatever, just doing this little backstage segment like he usually does on WWE TV. Somebody from Impact just walks up to him, does the pretty much acts normal and saying "What's up, Ron?" and all that kind of thing, and they're like, "But what are you doing here?" And what are you doing here in Impact? He's like, "Wait, this is Impact Wrestling?" He's like, "Yeah, man, you're backstage in Impact Wrestling." He's like, "Ah, shoot, I thought WWE was here tonight." He's like, "Oh, nah, man, WWE is like a couple blocks down or whatever." It's like, "Yeah, you're here, but it's supposed to be a couple blocks down. You're in the wrong place." He's like, "Oh man, my bad." And then he just leaves and he goes back to the WWE and he just shows up on Raw later on that night or whatever. He just shows up on Impact and he's like, "Oh shoot, my bad. I thought this was WWE," and then he just leaves. I think that would be great because Wrong Killings, we all know Wrong Killings is a part of Impact, and I was like, holy shit. Ron on Impact just for that one night and one night only because he just forgot that he was going to WWE instead going to Impact. Perfect right there. I love it.
Wait a minute. How would you feel though? How would you feel? So Johnny Knoxville's in the Rumble, right? How would you feel if Hurricane enters the Rumble?
Bro, Hurricane is going to pop up. Hurricane is going to pop. He pops up every single year.
Johnny Knoxville and Hurricane face to face. Who's going over there?
Bro, Hurricane is going to try and choke slam Johnny Knoxville, and then Johnny Knoxville is going to slap Hurricane or something. Then Hurricane is just going to be like, "What's up with that?" And then he's going to toss him over.
I think the Johnny has to be involved with the comedy people.
Yes.
I could either that or I could see it going a Drew Carey kind of way where Johnny gets in there, he's feeling pumped and ready to go, and then you just get a big monster coming out. You know,
Omos comes in.
Omos or something like that.
Omos comes out and he shits his pants. Yo, wow, you're finally here.
But with the Hurricane thing, if he was to come, I don't mind them either announcing him early or even just that night, because what I would love is a little kind of thing with him and Nikki, since they're both doing the superhero thing. I wouldn't mind that too.
That would be dope.
I think that'd be kind of dope. Or bring Molly Holly back and do the Super Molly kind of thing, like the Mighty Molly thing.
I think that'd be kind of cool. That's most likely gonna happen when it comes to Nikki and Holly.
You know what? Omos is in the Rumble. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets the most eliminations out of the match, honestly.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Especially since they're making him out to be a bigger deal anyway, because he's now doing a super by the
way, Nick Sanders is the next James Ellsworth. He's gonna get signed next week. And then he's
God! Is that the guy for Main Event that I've been seeing around?
Possibly.
Who?
He possibly could be, because that was the guy that was being squashed by Omos on Raw last night. So
okay, because there was another guy that's a local talent who got squashed by T-Bar on Main Event. I think it might be
his name was Nick Sanders, and he's legitimately getting signed.
T-Bone
Dijakovic.
I'm telling you what, Nick Sanders is going to be the next James Ellsworth, and then he's going to be teaming up with AJ Styles, and then Moxley is going to come back and save his life because of a botched move, because of the no neck thing. I'm telling you right now, Nick Sanders is going to get signed.
2016 SmackDown was something else, man.
Yeah. So going back to the Forbidden Door thing for the men's, was talking in my live, and I had like 2 people for the Forbidden Door that I was thinking about. One was obviously Moose, and then the other one was Jay White.
Yep.
Oh, Switchblade,
then-
yo.
and
Jay
then,
White is
like-
slated to come back to Impact tapings.
Right, and then 2 people in my live mentioned Big Cass and Rich Swann.
Wait a
W.
minute.
Morrissey and Rich Swann. Okay.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
You are.
If I see Switchblade in the Royal Rumble, I want to see this altercation. Jay White, AJ Styles, Finn Balor, Bullet Club members.
Yeah.
And-
I mean, that's the only reason why they would do that.
And then next thing you know, Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson come out.
Now you ruin the moment. Now they just kill the vibe if they bring those 2 back. Like, come on, man.
The whole club is here. The whole club is here. Yay!
But they would name it as the club. They wouldn't say Bullet Club.
Betty Lou said, "What about Jeff Hardy?"
Oof. Laugh.
That's a very touchy subject, dude.
God, he's
Hey,
great.
once he heard Jeff Hardy laugh pop in, he's like,
Loft look like he about to cry right now, man. Why you have to say that?
That's a very touchy subject there, Betty.
I was about to go to the bathroom.
Okay, if Yoshitatsu returned, that's the greatest return of all time.
I miss Yoshitatsu.
Yoshitatsu.
Didn't he just
Yoshitatsu is great.
Wait a minute.
Bro,
The last time I checked, that man kicked Shelton Benjamin in the head and won the match.
Bro, bring my guy Jimmy Wang Yang back, bro.
Jimmy Wang Yang? I rock with Jimmy Wang Yang, bro. Like,
Bro,
that man
I
used to
would
do
know.
did the most perfect moonsault I've ever seen in my life. Like,
I haven't heard that name in a while.
Jimmy Wang Yang.
Jimmy Wang Yang, dude. I would
Isn't he a
pop when
producer?
hearing that.
I think he's a producer backstage, ain't he? Isn't he a producer?
Probably.
I think so.
I think he is.
Probably.
Yeah.
I mean, then again, that was supposed to be MVP, and look at where he is now.
You know what? You know what? Nah, Jason Jordan, you are coming back and he's winning the Rumble.
Kurt Angle's son.
As long
Kurt
as
Angle's
they don't book him as Kurt Angle's son, I'd be okay with Jason Jordan.
You gotta bring Kurt
I
Angle
wouldn't
back
mind
to
that.
do this. You gotta bring Kurt Angle back to do it anyway. So like, so you know what? You know what? No, bring you know they should bring back JTG. You know what? But I can't.
I'm about
do
to say
that.
JTG is doing well in the NWA right now.
Yeah,
I know.
He's killing it.
he's doing really well.
My guy is killing it.
Yeah, speaking of NWA, somebody had mentioned who they wanted to see just based on the Mickey James thing because, you know, and the way they explained it made complete sense because with the way that WWE treated Mickey, there has to be another reason as to why she agreed to do it. And somebody mentioned Aldis, Nick Aldis.
I was just about to say, are you talking about Nick?
Because they were thinking like, well, it makes sense because it's exposure for NWA. It gets him a little bit more exposure. And I mean, because I'd love to see him, you know, one of the longest reigning NWA champ in recent history coming on to WWE television. And it's not out of the realm of possibility. They've done partnerships with like AAA and New Japan in the Rumbles before.
Right.
So, and they need to fill out that Rumble a little bit more would make complete sense. Especially if they want to do like interpromotional type stuff. But because there has to be a reason why Mickey, because there was no way that you went from getting your stuff put in a trash bag, getting fired to, oh, I'll take your money though when it comes to the Rumble. Like I
was thinking that too.
It has to make sense.
Something's missing.
Yeah, I was thinking that too because that was a complete shock when I saw Mickey James. I was like, Mickey James? I'm like, wait a minute. Like,
Is she gonna bring the Knockouts title? I don't think she will. I was gonna say because
if she does, I will be very, very shocked.
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
But it
That'd
won't
be
be the first time they've done that.
Wait, they did. Wait, they brought another champion from the company?
When I mean, it happened back in the 90s when they had I'm forgetting his name now, but he was UFC champ and he was the NWA champ. I'm totally blanking on his name, so if people in the comments could like totally let me know.
Yeah.
But
They added 2 more women in the Rumble walk. I just wanted to let you know that.
Who?
Cameron and Melina.
That man freaked out.
And Severn.
That man's ready for girl bye. He's ready for girl bye. He is ready for freaking he's ready for the splits. He's ready for Melina. He's ready for the splits.
I was freaking out when I saw it on Impact. I was freaking out. I freaking love Melina. Oh my god, my heart. Oh my heart.
Saul.
Yeah.
Aiden was the one that said it. He helped me remember. Dan Severn.
Oh, Dan Severn.
He was NWA champion when he did his year stint in the WWF. So he actually came out with all of his titles.
Oh wow,
that's dope.
You know what?
So I mean, if WWE allows it, I mean they can totally do it. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna mark out so hard seeing Melina do her split thing, dude.
Yeah, Cameron and Melina.
How'd you guys feel if Chris Masters showed up at the Royal Rumble?
Nah.
I would only be happy to see him do the master lock once, and then it'd be over. Because
imagine him and Bobby Lashley having a master lock challenge.
Oh, that'd be dope. That'd be dope. That'd be dope.
Crazy.
You know what? Yeah, if they bring back Melina, I better see the red carpet. If I don't see no red carpet, I'm gonna be pissed.
So now, guys, that's 21 out of the 29.
But I'm mad about that too. I would have freaked out if I saw just Cameron walk out. I would have lost my mind.
Hey, I know.
Now, I don't even know. Is Cameron worse than Summer Rae?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because in my mind,
yeah.
What did Cameron do? And at least Summer Rae has somewhat heat with Natalya. What does Cameron bring to the table whatsoever? You know what I mean?
That's it.
I'm about to say, because after the
and I know people are going to clip this and then post this on TikTok, and then I'm going to get shit on again. But you know what? I don't care. Cameron has done shit in anything remotely professional wrestling. And the thing is, I don't even know if she could spell the word.
I'm about to say, the only thing Cameron is known for is her tough enough thing with Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Oh my God!
What's your favorite match
of all time?
Stone Cold was like, "Are you kidding?"
What's my favorite match of all time? I think she said Mickey James and
Melina and Alicia Fox.
Melina and Alicia Fox at SummerSlam for the Divas Championship.
And he was like, what?
Just get out already. You can go home.
Why y'all? That was her favorite match. You can't have a favorite match now.
No, Stone
Cold said that. Stone Cold reacted like that when she was on Tough Enough.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, Steve. Why she can't have a favorite match?
Exactly. It probably meant a lot to her for some reason. Maybe that was one of her favorite stars or something.
Steve's like, what?
Hey Phil, I know AEW is not really considered in WWE Royal Rumble, but how would you feel if was there?
Oh, listen, if Britt Baker was a part of the women's Rumble match, I would mark out. You know that TikTok feature where you're pretty much doing the portal from Spider-Man? I legitimately put a picture of the Royal Rumble stage, do the thing, and jump through the goddamn portal just so I can be there in front.
You see Nate there. You see Nate there. He's like, Nate, what's up?
What's good?
And listen, I don't even care if Adam Cole's in that front row either. I'd be sitting right next to him, cheering for my girl Britt Baker right there. Because the thing is, that would just be absolutely amazing.
Bro, my guy Corbin said, "Bring back Brodus Clay."
No.
I'm about to say, bro, have y'all seen Brodus Clay lately though? My guy gained so much weight, bro.
Tyrus is not it.
I think he's like a champion in NWA too, right?
Hey, yo, Josh! Hey, Hey, whoa. You better
wait,
chill
what?
out.
What do you say?
Whoa,
Josh, yeah,
Josh,
no.
no.
Whoa,
Hey,
whoa,
no,
Hey, Josh, come on. It's Phil's birthday, bro. You can't be doing that.
It's
Bro, we
Phil's
more like
birthday.
PG-13 over here, bro. Let's not.
Nah,
go
we ain't
that far.
PG. It's just like we can't highlight that. Like what? Like, hey.
What'd you get me on
Listen,
here for, Phil?
listen, Brodus Clay.
I gotta look this up now. Is he?
Nah,
NWA
Phil. You know what?
champion right now?
Phil. No. Tony D'Angelo is popping in the Royal Rumble, and he's winning the whole damn thing.
Listen, first of all, I don't even know if Waff was even in here to even hear about this. Waff, I don't know if you know this or not, but WWE is legitimately trying not to use NXT superstars for both the men and women's Rumble matches.
They're trying not to.
They're trying not to use them. So they're going to try to call as many people as they possibly can or use as much of the normal talent just so that they don't have to use any of the actual talent from NXT.
Why would you not bring people like Melo over? I don't understand.
That makes no sense to me because that's done nothing but benefit their upcoming talent.
Right.
You know, I mean, before, if I remember right, Keith Lee wasn't a part of the main roster when he made his appearance in the Royal Rumble.
And Matt Riddle.
Yeah, and he had one of the best moments, stepping up to Brock. So, like,
John
I mean,
Gargano, you know, like
you would only benefit from having these guys to not only fill your Rumble match, but potentially lead to other storylines. That is what I miss about Royal Rumble matches and why some of the best Rumble matches that we have, they set either things up or they give people something to do. Like you have comedy spots in there, or you have like the Kofi, you know, like, oh, how's he gonna manage to not be eliminated? You know, you have these common things, but you
The
also
mini
have like other
stories
things
within the
getting set
Rumble
up.
are some of the best parts.
You know, you also had like, you also had like, you know, other things getting set up. You know, like other storylines for WrestleMania. You know, like
mini stories that could be built into bigger storylines down the line. Like that's the main thing about Rumble. And also, and I hate going back to the women, but the thing is, that's another thing that I did not like about the Women's Rumble is that, listen, them just announcing people, we kind of had to figure that was going to happen because they've always kind of done this for the past few years. But the real reason why I was upset and why I made that reactionary video in the way that I did was because they just completely ruined the surprise element of Rumbles, and that's the reason why. That's one of the sole reasons why I even watched a Rumble, or pretty much why pretty much anybody watches a Rumble, I can say, is because of the surprise element on every single entrant, because you either don't know when people are going to be coming out or who's going to be coming out, because there could be special surprise returns or entrances. That's the reason why, those people that were going to be announced anyway, like the Summer Rae, like the Bella Twins, and all that kind of stuff. You could have saved that. You could have saved that for special surprise appearances, and you just give it away. That's the reason why I was so reactionary. But then I got, the fucking death threatened because of it, and that's wrestling fans being wrestling fans. But yeah, that's it.
Hey, Nate, The Rock comes back. Face Off is the new theme song.
Shut up.
The Rock.
Don't,
yes,
shut up.
yes,
Shut up.
yes,
No.
yes.
No.
If I hear it's about drive, about power, that's
No,
it.
if I hear it's about drive, it's about power at the Royal Rumble, I'm walking out of there. I'm asking for a refund.
Yeah.
Oh my god! If that happens, I'm losing.
I'm telling you right now, Fastlane will just come back just to use that as their theme song.
Man.
Yes. You know what? Yes. Yes, I would love that.
We're
I
on
would
the
love to
fast
see
lane to
that.
WrestleMania. We're on the fast lane to WrestleMania, and it's about drive. It's about power. That's exactly what they would do.
I got the chat
Oh my
spamming
God.
that. Yes. Yes.
And watch, then at WrestleMania, then you have like The Rock going and getting a live performance and actually having Tech 9 come out and do it.
Yes.
And
It's
then
even
Rock comes
better.
out,
Yes. Yes.
That would be absolutely ridiculously terrible.
Man. Oh
It
my
would be
God,
dumb, but
man.
you know
Tech
what?
Nine
How
come out.
many people would love to see that? And that would be a
I
moment
will
that
pay
would last
good money
forever.
to see that. You know
It-
what?
it could
Fuck
totally
it.
be
I
dumb.
will I will be backstage WrestleMania just to see that. I'm gonna be like, Vince, I'm ready to see this performance. And like, you know what? I don't really care, but I'm seeing.
Film is working out right now, and it's 2 years away. And The Rock isn't going to be wrestling until
Bro,
2 years
I don't
from
know.
now.
I don't. Speaking of The Rock, I don't know why, but people still thinks that he's coming back this year, and I'm like,
People
No,
think
he's
that he's
not.
actually coming back at the Rumble.
yeah, and I'm like, no, that's stupid.
Comes back and Face Off is the new theme song, Nate, and it's gonna be lit. It's gonna be electric.
Saw, if that happened, I'm slapping you virtually.
I will legitimately. I don't even care. Like I'll find where you live and slap you right across the face. 'Cause
I know,
You
we're gonna
gotta
bring
remember,
that on
Nate, I have
Saul.
fast reflexes, so you can try your best to slap me across the face. Just letting you know. So, just letting you know that I have fast reflexes. So if you even try to come near my face, I'm very quick. So.
We got him. We're good. We'll team up. We got this.
Phil, you too. Phil. Okay, you know what? That's it. Anthony, you're gonna witness this. It's me and Phil 1-on-1 in the ring. We're going 1-on-1. That's it.
He's legitimately been trying to kill me ever since I started this podcast. Saul has been legitimately out to kill me. So that's what he's trying to say.
I've been waiting.
Oh yeah, one more thing before.
So Locke wants to see me die. Thank you, Locke.
German
suplex is on the YouTube plan.
Oh my God.
German suplex is back after back, and literally he can't fight. Phil probably won't be able to fight, and I'll be like, I was like, well,
there's 3 amigos for the Rumble, probably happening. That's probably going to be 3 out of the 30.
Have you guys after I'm
done with Phil, Nate, you're next.
Yeah, right. Have you guys heard that MLW is suing WWE?
Yeah, did you guys hear about that?
And they are fucking
crazy.
Screwed. Man. And they are fucking screwed. They're screwed.
The sad thing is like when looking into it, I totally get like why they have a claim, but I think that this is going to be so bad for MLW because WWE's lawyers are very, very good, and they're going to put a lot of money into this just to win. And then I feel like if they win, or even if they give like a settlement out, right? You know damn well they're going to be vindictive and try to raid their talent. And it's just going to be an Evolve thing, man. And that's going to be terrible.
Wow. What did I say?
They could bring back.
What did I fucking say last night on Raw?
Yeah.
We spoke about the partnership between Evolve and WWE, and look what fucking happened to Evolve. They got bought out, and it's not even a fucking thing anymore. That's why I was fucking hesitant about even this being a partnership with Impact. Like
that's, you know what? After you brought that up, I was thinking like, ooh, is this just an attempt to get the Impact library?
Like, I'm telling you guys right now, I'm very hesitant when it comes to this partnership with Impact and AEW and WWE. It's not out of the realm of possibility. And Nate and Anthony and Nate, I might as well talk about this with you guys too. Apparently, if you guys saw the report, WWE and AEW are trying to have some kind of project working with each other.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Really?
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I talked about this last night on the Raw post show. First of all, I doubt it's anything wrestling related. I doubt it, mainly because we all know a lot of WWE talents over there. WWE has a 5-year contract with Peacock. WWE has that to uphold, and WWE has a ton of video archives that AEW could possibly use for those WWE talent that could aid them in storyline purposes or video package wise or anything of that nature. I seriously think it's only going to be some kind of thing like that, to where they can get some licensing for video packaging and all that kind of right to get that to AEW, and for AEW to bring some maybe talent in for podcast purposes, because Jericho was on Stone Cold's podcast and vice versa. So we could possibly see that going over there. We could possibly see some people going to AEW unrestricted for their podcast or whatever, and see something of that nature, because I don't think it's going to be wrestling related. I think it's solely going to be in that kind of regard and nothing wrestling. I don't really see it being the case for wrestling.
So you basically think it's just going to be a
It's fun to
partnership
see.
that they did with Impact, where like when WWE was trying to do the Jeff Hart, like the Hardy 24 documentary, where they actually included the Impact footage. It's going to kind of be like that. I could see
behind
that
the scenes
happening.
kind of thing, because I highly doubt that Vince McMahon and Tony Khan are going to be in a room together and settle things face to face in a wrestling capacity, because Vince is solely about entertainment and Tony is about wrestling.
If you put Tony Khan and Vince McMahon in the same room, all you're going to be hearing is just screaming at each other. That's all you're going to be hearing. You're going to be like, you know what? You're like, no, we want Roman Reigns versus Kenny Omega. No, we want Adam Cole. We want Adam Cole versus like Drew McIntyre, which already happened. We want all this, and like he's giving out wrestling ideas, and then Vince brings the table what's terrible, and he's like, no, I don't want that. It's going to be it's going to be like a straight up argument. So so that's pretty much what's going to be happening if you put Tony Khan and Vince McMahon in a room.
Lance and I really said it in better terms and in a better light on the Monday Night Raw podcast. So that is probably the better way, probably the better place where you can find that legitimate discussion. Because we pretty much talked about it for the first 45 minutes of the show, and we didn't even really need to do that. but yeah, those had to be talked about, because we haven't been on the podcast in quite some time, and those are two pretty big topics in the world of professional wrestling. So those had to have been said. But yeah, those are really the two big things going on right now in AEW and WWE partnership in the works.
Yeah, that's the only way I could see a partnership happening, because just like how it used to be with WWE and WCW, both of their egos are so big that even if they were to have interpromotional matches, it's going to be one of those where they're obviously going to want their guys to look good. And kind of what I felt with the Impact and AEW relationship anyway, it's going to only benefit one company. I don't feel it's going to benefit both of them at the same time. I feel like one's going to always try to get the leg up on the other. So that's why I feel like a partnership like that would be great for us fans, but from a company to company standpoint, they're not going to want the other one to get over, because it's going to make them look better. So,
and the thing is, Triple H has been wanting to work with other promotions like that for years when he was a part of the Power, and then he never got it. But then all of a sudden, when Vince is in Power, and then all of a sudden we're having this Impact and WWE partnership, so to speak, it's his idea. It's his idea, and he's getting all the credit when Triple H and his team been wanting it for so long, and now Triple H's team is out of Power, and Triple H is at home still dealing with his cardiac event that happened a couple of months back. So now it's Vince's idea, and he's getting all the credit when Triple H has been wanting it for years. But that's just Vince being Vince.
It's his company, so.
Yeah, but when Triple H has been wanting to do that since the beginnings of NXT, and Triple H and Vince said no because of it, because of his own ego, and then all of a sudden now he's working with Impact because Oh yeah, now it's his idea. It's ridiculous.
All right. How about this? How did you guys feel if Walter enters the Royal Rumble?
Walter's the only credible guy for me to even beat a guy like a Roman Reigns. He's the only credible guy.
Yeah, I mean, there has to be an NXT call up, either Walter, because because Walter is supposed to be staying in the United States now. So if I remember right, he's no longer part of NXT UK. I could see him still doing a little bit in NXT if he wanted, but I could see him going up to the main roster. I could also see Ciampa going up now, because what the heck else does he have to do there anymore?
Ciampa and Pete Dunne have been competing in main event as of late.
So I could totally see Ciampa being one of them. I don't know if it's somebody to feed to Roman, but he can at least put on a good match with Roman. Since the Raw roster is pretty stacked as it is, they need people to fill up on SmackDown right now to begin with. So I could see Ciampa. I could see Pete Dunne. I'd love Pete Dunne on SmackDown. Go against a couple of the mid-card guys there.
I would love to see Walter there. Also, I want to see him chop every single one. I want to see those Walter chops to every single one of those competitors in that Rumble. Also, I really, honestly, yes, good. He got I'm bummed that Samoa Joe left, got released and stuff. I was like, I was really looking forward for Joe to actually be in the Rumble, because I actually wanted to see Samoa Joe kick ass like I normally do. He's a Samoan mission machine for a reason. But sadly, we are not getting to see that. And I really wanted Samoa Joe to be in the Rumble. They could possibly return. But they wouldn't clear him.
Samoa Joe, he's going to be a very interesting kind of guy to see where he goes up, because when he got released the first time around, I believe he was just a part of WWE, and that was the 90-day non-compete. Right. Then he got brought back into Triple H, and he was brought back to be in NXT, and he was going to be the authority figure. Then he became a wrestler again, and then he lost the champ. Then he relinquished the championship due to injury, but we all know how that went out. And then he was released the second time. Now, technically speaking, when he was released the second time, he was under NXT, so technically that would be 30 days?
Yeah.
Technically speaking. Because he was still a part of NXT, even though he was doing recruitment work with all the rest of Vince's team, because Triple H's team was gone. So, technically it's 30 days. Okay, we might see Joe in the next month or so on some other wrestling company, because he is supposed to be actually in a wrestling capacity now. He is cleared. So
Impact.
The man's been cleared. So
I want to see him on Impact. If Joe's on Impact, I will watch Impact from now on. I want to see Samoa Joe and Moose one-on-one.
First of all, Impact needs to get back on TV.
It's on that one channel. I don't know if you have.
It's on Access, but like
not everybody has access. That's the reason that
you know what I mean.
Like, I don't have access.
Phil, all you gotta do is go to watchwrestling.la and watch.
You legitimately just said an illegal.
They don't know that. They don't know that.
YouTube knows everything.
YouTube knows everything. Now we gotta edit that out.
We're fine. We're fine. But
let's go to Reddit.
Go to Reddit. the month of Impact tapings were already spoiled on Ringside News. Which is terrible, by the way. A lot of people like Impact. I don't know. Now with Impact and WWE, who knows what the fuck is gonna happen? But Jesus. Wow, we've been talking for 2 hours. I
know.
haven't think that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Better than
It's a
Raw.
special birthday for you, Phil. It's a special birthday for you.
Hey, I mean, I'd rather be doing this. It's the 12th now, so. But yeah, like I would have rather been doing that. So yeah, this was great. The only thing I know from those tapings is Charlie Haas. Yes, Charlie Haas is back, and he got injured on his comeback. So
Wow. Okay. That's messed
On his
up.
comeback.
So we'll see what happens with Charlie there. I believe he did at least. I heard he had an injury. So.
Oh, that's
tough.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when I saw Shell that Shell McCool got back at the Royal Rumble, my brain, I was like, nope. Yeah, like I said, I'm going back to the Undertaker thing. When I saw that on my screen, I was like, oh, does that mean? And then I was like, nope.
Come
Undertaker, please.
Comes Mark.
Here comes Undertaker.
One thing I will say though, one thing I will say about the Undertaker better be the first entrant into the Hall of Fame this year.
Yes.
All right. I think he needs to be the only entrant in that.
I was going to ask Anthony.
Man,
I need
because
your thoughts.
I'm hoping
please have Shad as the Warrior Award, please.
Yeah, because I'm hoping
been screwed out of the Warrior Award for the past 3 years.
Yeah.
You know what? No.
Right.
Here's a topic I want to talk about, and it needs to happen. China into the Hall of Fame. I need your guys' thoughts on that.
I was
They
about
won't
to
put
say,
China in
didn't she get in? Yeah.
In DX, guys, I'm talking about Hall of Fame in general, like her being in the Hall of Fame by herself. I get being a part of it in DX, but like, guys, she means a lot in the women's business.
Bro.
She does, but she's already there. And they're not going to do her a second time solo.
Here's my opinion on China, because I know like my boy Panda, he talked about it, and I know a lot of people have brought China up, and I like the fact that she at least has a spot in the Hall of Fame through DX, but I feel like that, in my opinion, that's just a cop-out for them to be like, well, she is in it, so you should be happy.
Yeah.
Like, the only reason
I agree with Nicole that it should have been a solo, but she's there, and I don't know if they're going to be a 2-time thing for her.
And I would like to see her in there, because I think that she represents, especially during that period of time when women weren't taken seriously, it gave that people at least a little bit of a showing of like, look, here's a legitimate person that can be a badass and who can go up against men and, and show empowerment for women and whatnot. I just think that, and they're going to use the fact of like her outside ventures as the reason why she's not in there. But ultimately, it's just because of Triple H and Stephanie. That's the only reason why she's not going to get a solo and whatnot. And I think that's such a disservice to her and the legacy that she had. You know what I mean?
Hey, Phenom,
I agree.
Thank you for that, because I was about to say that. Like, I hope that Miz thing is false. I really hope that.
It's false. It was just her story. Don't worry.
Oh, thank God.
Back to China. Well, the reason why I also like Anthony said, like, there's so much that China did by herself. It's not just because she's like the third or fourth member of DX. Like, she did so much. Like, she was the first woman to be in the Royal Rumble. She's like the first woman to be Intercontinental Champion. Like, all that stuff. And like, you can't tell me that should not be in the Hall of Fame. Like, I get it. Yeah, like I said, because there's got to be something more than just be a part of DX. That's all I got to say to that.
No.
And the thing is, like I said, I agree with you that she has pretty much had all the tools enough to be in the Hall of Fame by herself in her own right and all that. But like Anthony said, the reason why she was a part of it because of DX is a cop-out reason so that they could say, all right, we put her in and now we don't have to worry about it anymore.
Right.
That's it. And and there it is. Yesenia, the Miz, and Maryse being in the Hall of Fame is completely fake. That was just for the storyline purposes. And now, considering that you brought that up, we might as well talk about this undercard. The WWE and Universal Heavyweight Championship, those were obviously going to be a part of those, and we can talk about that in just a little bit. But the real main undercard of this pay-per-view can really be I don't even know what this could even really be classified as. But we have the mixed tag team match between Miz and Miz, Maryse, Edge, and Beth. Then we have Becky and Piper. And then we have the two world title matches. Ruff and I already talked about it ad nauseum about that Raw Women's Championship match. The only reason why I knew it was going to happen was because it's not a rematch. That's it. Right. And Ruff and I were pretty much saying to ourselves, should we even be upset at this because it's not a rematch, and usually everybody gets upset at rematches anyway. But it's Becky Lynch and Doudrop, which is probably going to be everybody's bathroom break during that show.
I'm going to be there live. So
I definitely think so. And the thing about it is like looking at the triple threat that they had on Raw, and the fact that like you had the two who you probably were assuming were going to win.
Everybody had either Bianca or Liv Morgan. Everybody had that. Nobody had Doudrop.
But it makes sense because then you have either one of those women potentially, because they're going to go in the Rumble anyway, so it fills up that. But then you have the potential of them going to the Rumble and winning and facing her for the title. And then you have, so Doudrop is just literally going to get put as a placeholder just to then go to the next time.
Pig. She's the guinea pig out of all of this. And the thing is, Lop, you said on Raw last night that you actually got to see something bad happening.
Listen. Over this after past 2021 went by, I've learned to never say never about the results of these matches, because half of the things that happened, I didn't realize they were going to happen until I heard 3. So I'm just saying, if she messes around and wins that belt off of Becky, I am going to laugh, because that's gonna open some things up, and they have they have a way to do this because they can.
Do I keep hearing a choo-choo train?
So I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna need you to tell Amtrak to shut up.
you have a train going on in the background.
I know. I said that damn train.
Because look, the only way you can do this, you can have Doudrop lose, have Liv or Bianca win the Rumble, and then have the rematch at Rumble where you can either have Liv and Becky again, and probably Liv lose again because they don't care about her, or fill in the whole Bianca and Becky thing since they tried to end Bianca's career at SummerSlam.
I don't know if you heard my top 3, but Bianca was in my top 3 for the Women's Rumble.
Bianca can win her second one in a row, or Liv can win it, and then
that's what I said. That's what I said. I said
Liv is nowhere even near my top 30 to win the Rumble.
That's the only thing. She could, the way they do it, they could have her get eliminated by somebody stupid, and then Charlotte's going to be in there. So I feel like Charlotte's going to take out a lot of people in the match just because she's Charlotte.
Charlotte's going to be in the final 4.
Yeah,
Dana will too.
See, you're with me now. So the only thing we're going to get is either Becky retaining at Mania. Hooray, I guess. I don't give a fuck.
Nope. Not hooray. She has to lose.
Or changing the title, which everyone's saying, oh, give Liv her big moment. They don't care about her big moment. What part of that don't you understand? They have not cared about her big moment for months now. And then she go to Bianca. Do I think Bianca could beat her at Mania? Probably. But at the same time, they're giving her
they'll have her lose in 26 seconds instead of 27.
I think it was 26. It was
26.
It was 26.
They'll have her lose in 25 then.
that was blind rage for me that night. Anyway, yeah, she can. I don't have any way to even predict that match because the only way I see it happening is freaking Mickey James winning, and then I'll burst out into flames because then
Knockout
now
champion and
now you've
Raw
now you
women's
made a whole
champion.
different conundrum.
Yes,
Now you got something
Wait a
else.
minute. Wait a
You
minute.
know what? That's fantasy booking right there, man. Having the top woman of one company going against the top woman of another. I think it would write itself. But once again, I don't think it's going to happen because I know Vince, and he's always going to want his own people to be on top. Because
I
he
would
thinks
have
his
rather
company's
have
the best,
Deanna Purrazzo anyway in that spot.
you know?
I was gonna say who would go over though, like honestly, but like
Obviously, the WWE guy or gal.
Becky needs to
Girl.
lose the belt at Mania. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's
Becky is not losing the belt.
because at this
She
point,
needs to lose it at Mania, so I'm sorry. She needs to.
I think that it would be great storytelling to have Bianca win the Rumble. Heck, man, even put her at freaking 1 or 2. Let her be the Iron Man, and really, surpass the odds on that. And have her go to Mania and have her do the exact, treatment that she did with Becky. Have Becky get caught off guard, have her lose in 25 seconds.
Bianca was at number 3 last year, and she won.
she's
So
freaking amazing, but they don't care about her. They don't care.
No,
I
they,
will never
they
forgive
already
them for
ruined
that.
her.
I will always have beef with this company for that. That was one of the most infuriating nights ever watching wrestling. No, I'm not. Bianca needs her one back. Bianca needs her one back.
I think it would be. I
She
think
needs
that
her
it
lip
would
back, on
it
God.
would alleviate all of your guys' tension, and it would alleviate all of the fans to be like, okay, she lost that match in such a terrible manner. I mean, I didn't mind it, but that's just me because I had my own reasons. But it would be great for her to be able to get that clap back, and then even losing like a quicker time, and be like, see, I beat you in a quicker time, and I got the Mania moment, So.
oh no, here's the thing. I as much as I hated that night when she lost in 26 seconds, I wouldn't want her to win the Rumble, pretty much spend an hour of her life winning the Rumble, and then going to WrestleMania just to beat Becky Lynch in a shorter amount of time. As much as I hate Becky Lynch and the way that she has been booked, I would not want her to lose in 20 seconds or less at WrestleMania just so that Bianca can have her moment back. I wouldn't want that for Becky, even though I hate her as much as I do.
I still like Becky. So sorry,
The
guys.
top 3, Loft, because I know you weren't here for that. And you don't have to apologize for anything, Saul. If you like a person, you like a person. You don't have to apologize for anything.
I don't yell at you today.
Yeah. But the top 3 that I had were Alexa Bliss, Bayley, and then Bianca Belair is my number 1 for most likely winning this thing. Alexa Bliss, I already said Alexa because she returned on Raw in that therapy session, and she's coming back. And what better way to pretty much say, I'm here to make my comeback, and I'm here to pretty much get my revenge over Charlotte destroying Lily, the doll, than to win the Rumble, go to SmackDown, challenge Charlotte, and then win the Women's Championship, and then we finally get that Fiend character out of her fucking system. Bayley, what better way to get a win back on your return after having her ACL repaired, and then pretty much getting back in good graces with the WWE fans after all these years being away. Obviously, okay.
What you're gonna be seeing? You're gonna be seeing is Ding Dong, Hello, and Big Time Bex in the same ring in the same time. And that's what you're gonna be seeing on that.
I put Bayley with Becky instead of Charlotte because I wouldn't want to see a Bayley and Charlotte.
I don't think anybody would want to see that. I don't think anybody wants to see that.
I don't
Well,
wanna
like I
see
said,
Charlotte, period.
I'd rather see on Raw too because you have 2 4 horsewomen on Raw, 2 4 horsewomen on SmackDown. Obviously.
One of them is injured. But Loft, I also said this.
Of course,
Loft.
you know that.
I also said this, Loft. I said because she's still under contract. What if Ronda Rousey enters the Royal
Please,
Rumble?
God, no. I'm tired
No.
of hearing her name.
Yeah.
I'm so tired of her.
The thing is, here's also another thing about Ronda. She's not in good graces with WWE and or the fans right now. The thing is,
It don't
she's
matter.
still may be under contract, but that doesn't mean she's still in great graces with everybody.
So, bro, if Ronda Rousey shows up at the Rumble and I'm there, I'm booing her out the arena myself.
Ooh.
No, that's exactly what's gonna happen too. And they're gonna
Yeah.
boo her. And like that's my fear is like, yeah, it would be a surprise, but they're not gonna get a positive reaction because people don't like her anymore because she outright said that the fans suck. But like if she was to come out and then win, it's just going to be another like Roman Reigns winning the Royal Rumble from like, what was it, 2014, 2015?
Yeah, 2015.
Like they're just going to boo her and like everybody's going to shit on it. So
Now,
and you don't want to end like the potential show like that. So.
right. And now, this has nothing to do with the Rumble at all, but this has something to do with the Rumble with two of the Rumble participants that pretty much legitimately had a legitimate breakup on national television. Loft, you know who I'm talking about, and I'm pretty sure everybody here knows who I'm talking about, and that is Rhea Ripley and Nikki Ash. They legitimately had a legitimate relationship breakup on national television. Nikki legitimately asked Rhea if they could still be friends. Like they legitimately had a breakup. Like, can we still be friends and all that kind of stuff? And they turned the wrong person heel, in my opinion. But
Exactly.
Yeah, I was saying the same
You know
thing.
what,
I was like,
Phil?
oh, swerve.
Phil,
but hey,
you know what?
that's the thing, though. It's the thing. The thing is, though, even though they might have turned the wrong person heel, we could possibly just see the best thing possible for Nikki happen, and that is to get this fucking superhero gimmick off of her ass, and we can finally get her back to
now. She'll be a
normal.
superhero now. Watch. She'll be a superhero.
Like that was my
thing.
yeah, that was exactly my thinking. That was my immediate thinking was like, oh, the wrong person turned heel because it would make sense that the bigger, more dominant person would beat
But
the
she was
heck out of the
standing
small
on
one.
that second rope. I
And
was
she does play a
wanting
good
Rhea
heel.
to do something.
But like exactly, like you need like to get this character off of her, and it did its job as a baby face. But like, what else can we do with this character? We got to make her look like a legitimate threat, especially going into the Rumble. I really hope that she becomes like since she's going to be a heel, I would love for her to go back to her NXT roots and do the whole crazy person kind of thing.
I mean, she can't be Sanity version, but she could be still crazy.
But like I exactly what Saul said. I'm so positive that WWE is going to do the supervillain thing, and I'm just going to be like,
Yeah, but Nikki ASV,
God.
almost a supervillain. Like that's not even an actual
Oh
word.
my God!
Yeah,
Don't
she-
You even really do that.
Phil,
She's
you probably
gonna
just
turn
gave
into
them their next
Dr.
idea,
Doofus
bro.
next.
You probably just get
You probably just call.
Vince
that
probably
was gonna
hearing
call
this
her.
right now. Vince is
Oh.
probably
But
hearing.
the thing is, ASV isn't even a word, so you can't even do that. Like, so, like,
As-
you
Well, it
can't
is
market
now.
something like that.
When you made it a word, you made it a word now.
Mickey Asv.
Nikki ass,
Dude, they're gonna make such ass jokes on her if they do that too.
Nikki ass. I've been saying this on this podcast for months.
No, but
Or Nikki trash.
speaking of name changes, did any of you know?
Seth frickin' Rollins. Yes.
Yeah. Did you
Yeah.
notice
Who
that?
hasn't?
Yes,
Who
they
hasn't?
actually put frickin' in his
If
name,
you
and he's
go
known
on-
as
Yeah.
If you go on WWE's website under their superstar stuff, they literally made that his name now.
Yeah.
I know. Just like Mustafa Ali, and no, he's just not Ali. He's Mustafa now.
I'm about to say,
Well,
bro, he
that's
did
been
the
a
snap
change.
for Ali.
That's been a change for months, though.
Okay.
He's
I'm about
been
to say,
changed back to Mustafa for months.
Yeah, I was about to say,
Huh.
Where is he anyway? Where is he anyway? I want to know. Where's he at?
He's in catering, and he's about to be released in the next thing it releases. And it's not his fault at all, but it's probably
Phil,
true.
I never asked that. How's Titus? How's the catering business? How's the catering
Dude,
business? I never asked.
last night, Loft, and I'm even sorry I even didn't even get to mention this, but we had Philly cheesesteaks last night at the venue yesterday.
Oh,
Wow.
word. Y'all had Geno's loft?
No, we didn't have Geno's, and we didn't have that other shitty restaurant in Philadelphia. We had the real fucking cheesesteaks.
Oh, y'all had the loft
Loft
cheesesteaks.
recommended.
The loft not steaks. That's what y'all had.
The real fucking Philly cheesesteaks, and not those reject cheesesteaks over there that can legitimately kill your insides.
Like Arby's.
Oh my god.
Like the moose knuckles.
Bro, the
Probably.
comments are spamming this stuff right now.
Bro.
And yeah, see, now you made it a thing, and now Nikki ass is going to be trending on Twitter.
That's gonna be trending worldwide.
Nikki,
You know what?
Nikki Cross
Make
is
that a
gonna
trend on
be
Twitter right now.
working on Twitter
Oh my
now.
god, it's
Don't-
gonna be the
don't
big
do that.
casting again from the fucking
Wait a minute. Phil, if they make that a
Nikki's
trend
gonna
on
be
Twitter,
looking on Twitter tomorrow morning, and it's just gonna be Nikki's ass on Twitter as the number one trend. What the heck is going on?
oh god,
Oh,
she sees
no.
that. Oh my god, she's gonna be like, who came up with this? And then they tag your name, and you're all gonna be like snitches.
That is not me. That was not me. That was always me. I don't even know if Anthony has a
Right.
Twitter. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
thanks
tag
to
him
the
if you.
phenomenal
Use it
one.
really. Oh my god, I'm gonna
Oh,
get
man.
Nikki like totally hating on me now.
or like you, it don't matter.
That's
I'm just
funny.
like,
That's funny.
What is my ass doing all over on Twitter? Like, what you know? That's not what it means.
you made it a trend. Good job, Anthony. Woo! I'm just like,
You named Nikki's
sick.
ass.
I'm not kidding
trend on
though.
Twitter.
Like they would totally do that
They would
if
totally
they
do
make
that.
her a supervillain and decide to say almost a supervillain and go ASV. It sounds so similar. I could see the WWE fans totally shitting on it and doing that.
Well, everybody was doing Nikki Trash.
Really?
I still
Nikki
say it.
Trash, yeah. So
I
just
still say
RASH. So
Oh my god.
So, Anthony, I never asked that. When you saw what happened at Money in the Bank, when you saw that, were you legitimately pissed when you saw that? Like when she won the Money in the Bank?
Oh,
Like-
Nikki?
Yeah.
No, and I think it's just because of the fact that like I don't mind them giving chances like that to superstars just to see how it works. But like and like I didn't mind when Otis won it, back a couple years ago.
I forgot about that.
Or no,
Is that
I'm sorry, no, what's his name? I'm
Corbin?
totally forgetting his name from Alpha Academy.
Yeah, Otis.
Yeah,
You're
Yeah,
right.
Otis. I thought I said
Otis,
Owens.
yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah, Otis. When
Oh.
Otis won, I didn't mind that either because I'm like, cool, they're giving a shot to another guy and seeing how he may potentially do in that situation. But like I think it was for a lot of people it was the character. Like, okay, she's a superhero, she's goofy, like how can we take her seriously? And it kind of shows with her run. Like her run really wasn't all that memorable. So I wasn't mad about it, but it was just like, I could do without it, If her character had changed before that or even had like a different one, I would have been fine with it even more. So.
When
You
I
think
when I
this
saw
is
that,
it for the Rumble card or not? Do you think we're adding any more matches?
I don't think so. I mean,
The
you got the
Usos
two.
versus New Day again.
Oh
Why?
my god,
Why?
they're becoming the Randy Orton versus John Cena thing, man. When they need to fill a card, they're always putting them together.
to be honest, every time I watch New Day and the Usos, they go at it and they go at it every single time, and I actually enjoy it, and it's a good feud. Usos and New
It
Day is a
sucks.
good feud.
It fucking sucks. We need to get away from it.
They and that just shows the lack of like
Creativity?
in the tag team ranks because like who else do you have? I mean, I'm glad to see Alpha Academy getting their their just because they haven't really been doing anything lately. So this gives them a little bit more credibility.
Well, they lost 4 weeks in a row, and now they're tag team champions.
Oh, no, I'm not saying it makes sense. I'm just saying I'm glad to see that they're actually doing something with them.
Yeah.
I don't think you need to have the title to look credible, but, you know, it's one of those things where it's like, who else do you have on SmackDown that can go against the New Day or the Usos, you know? Like,
That's true.
come on. Like, there's only so many times you could do that match. But going back to the Rumble, I think that they're fine. I don't think that they need to announce anything else. I mean, you have the 2 world titles. You have the Edge match that they're doing with the It and the Grit couple, which I'm kind of excited for because I can't wait to see Beth kind of make somewhat of a return. And then you have like the one woman's title match, which that's honestly just going to be a palate cleanser for everybody. So
yeah. So wait, Edge. So wait a minute. Do you guys think that Edge will be in the Rumble or no because of the feud with Miz?
I was about to say he really don't need to be in the Rumble. He won last year, so
yeah, I don't think he needs to be in it. In my opinion, that would be definitely an example of him taking a spot away from somebody. Plus, he's already been featured, and he's already going to get his moment with Beth. So I don't see him being in it for any particular reason.
The reason why I said in the Rumble, here was what I said. So I said John Cena was in the Rumble. This is where it takes where you see Edge and Cena one more time. Edge eliminates Cena, and they do a feud at Mania one more time. They do Cena versus Edge one last time. Like literally, it's the last time those two face each other.
I mean, on paper, it sounds like a really good match, but and this just really comes to show the core problem with WWE right now. They're relying so much on part-time people that what are they going to do 5 years from now? Are they just going to have Roman face himself in a mirror? Like, you can't. You gotta start working on your talent, man. Because like you can't keep relying on these guys to fill out your, you know. I think that'd be a great match, but like those are 2 people that are not going to be seen the next week. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want to see Edge pass the buck to a new guy. You know, like he elevated Seth. Now Seth's going for the title again. So, I mean, that's what these part-timers should be doing. Unlike, you know, Goldberg, but, you know, like you got to have these these guys elevating their talent, and guys like Cena and Edge understand that. Whereas with some people, but you know, as much as I wouldn't mind seeing it, I just don't see the reason for it happening.
Right.
Understandable. I wouldn't mind. Like I said, I wouldn't mind seeing it, but you have a good point. You know, because eventually, because like I said, we said that John Cena is still wanting to be with WWE. A lot of you actually will like this. Him and Carmelo Hayes go at it 1-on-1. Why not? I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind him, and I don't mind Cena take on Braun Breaker, of course. There's a lot of people that Cena can put over and be breakout stars. I could see that too.
I think so. You know, Cena's at the point in his career where he's all about just elevating talent now, which he should have been doing a long time before that. But, you know, I think that if he comes back, he needs to do what he did with Roman, and that's put him in a spot where now he's the top guy. Or, okay, this is the next breakout star. You know, I think that's what part-timers need to be doing. They need to obviously help to sell tickets, but then they need to also be the one to help elevate these talents that are going to be there in the next upcoming years. Even Cena said it himself. Like, that's the problem with WWE's philosophy right now. They're relying too much on part-timers and not enough on the future who's going to be there to be in the TV and in the what are they calling them now? Special live events or something like that?
Yeah. They're not called pay-per-views anymore. Remember?
Nope,
I remember that.
Yeah.
That honestly probably was a Peacock thing. I feel, but
it's a premium live event now. That's what they're calling it.
I hate that. I still call it pay-per-view. I don't care. I still call
I'm
it pay-per-view.
calling it pay-per-view.
I mean, for WWE, it makes sense why they would change that because they haven't had a pay-per-view since like the network came out in 2014. So I get it, changing with that whole thing, but I'm still gonna call it a pay-per-view because that's what I'm accustomed to.
Yeah.
Yeah, pay-per-view will forever be a thing, and nothing will replace it. That's what I will say about that. Pay-per-view is just going to be it. That's just it about that. So, I mean, Peacock can do whatever they can say whatever they want. PLE, whatever the heck. No, and nothing's going to stop pay-per-view.
Dang it! I really wanted to look that up and actually talk about it on the pod. Damn it! It's not gonna allow me to do it.
Why is that?
I was legitimately going to look up how many times the Usos and the New Day actually faced off and bring that up, but
It's probably a lot.
There's no data. Like I know there's like a wrestling match database, but I can't find that website that everybody uses for that.
How many times?
What's that wrestling match database? Everybody in the comments to look that up because I know in that wrestling database they have all the matches that Cena and Randy Orton have had. What is that called? Because I know there's a wrestling match database out there that everybody uses and that everybody talks about.
Right.
Because that rivalry has to be on that database.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I wouldn't doubt
It's been
it.
used so long.
Ooh. Yo, guys. Another thing about the Royal Rumble, RK Bro. So I get they lost the titles. Randy and Riddle are going to be in the Rumble for sure. So my question to you guys is, who's eliminating who?
Is that really a question?
No, not really. It's just sarcasm.
I would love to see Riddle doing it, and then I would love. Here's a story thing for me because I'm all about setting things up. I would love to see Riddle, maybe even accidentally throwing out Randy. Randy getting pissed, and then that be the breakup of RK Bro, and that allows Randy to go and do his single thing and
Yay!
even do a feud. That's what the Rumble's about, is setting up these feuds to go into their next upcoming pay-per-views, and then let them do a thing up until WrestleMania. That way it makes this whole partnership that they've been doing, because Randy looks like he doesn't even want to be involved with him sometimes. So it would totally make sense for that to be the breaking point,
Mm-hmm.
And it's as opposed to Randy just doing it because he's annoyed with Riddle, or Riddle cost him the championship or something like that. I think eliminating him from the Rumble would be great, a way to kind of like break up RK Bro. But
RK Bro brings me like RVD and Kane vibes. Honestly, that's what it brings me. I mean, I was gonna say Team Hell No, but no, I was like, no. It gives me RVD and Kane vibes, where one is serious and one's like very comedic, making stuff hilarious.
It gives me, and I know this is a really weird comparison, but this is the one that comes to my mind: William Regal and Eugene.
Oh my God, yo!
And the reason why is because Eugene was always doing the goofy stuff, and William was always that like very stern, serious type guy. But every once in a while, Regal would like be a little bit goofy. And I feel like that's very similar with Randy. Is like Randy's like that seasoned veteran who is just being very serious, and Riddle is kind of like that in the aspect of like he's more willing to do the goofy stuff and try to be funny for the crowd and trying to get Randy involved in it,
Mm-hmm.
But quite a weird comparison, but it kind of fits.
But it kind of fits because I hate this, but Riddle kind of reminds me of RVD a little bit.
Yeah.
because he does. And I like Riddle. I don't care what anybody says about that man. That man is funny. The man entertaining. He's good in the ring. But Riddle, I will say this though about Riddle. Riddle is most likely will be a world champion. Just depends on what the timing would be.
That's what this whole thing was supposed to be for him to be about.
Yeah.
Just so that everybody can so that he can show that he is ready for that world championship spot in case if anybody needs to put him there. That's what all this was for.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think that even doing this like feud with Randy would be a good stepping up for him because, you know, anytime that Randy's been vindictive towards him or like RKO'd him or gotten involved in some way, he's always just kind of shrugged it off and whatnot. And I think this would be a great way for him to reach that breaking point where like, okay, he's not kidding, he's not joking. I need to be serious. I would love to see a serious Matt Riddle versus Randy Orton at WrestleMania. I think that would be a terrific match right there.
Ooh.
Randy Orton versus Riddle, I believe, is happening at WrestleMania. That's what all of this was going to be for, and that's what definitely should be the case.
I just hope that they.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh yeah, I just hope that they book it in the way that like Riddle is serious, you know, because like I don't want him being goofy throughout this because he's been goofy throughout this whole thing, which is fine because he thinks that they're, you know, good best friends. But now I need him to be like, I put all this time and all this, you know, effort into our friendship and you just broke it and da 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 da. And like now I'm gonna, you know, kick your ass kind of thing. I would definitely want to see that because especially if you're going to put him in the higher ranks, like you need to make sure that he can also flip that switch and be serious. You know, I don't want it to be another case of like him winning the world title and then doing the whole Big E thing where they're like, oh, well, he's never been serious. I can't take him seriously. Kind of bullshit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How many times have I heard that on TikTok?
Hey, Phil, I found the database website.
Yes. What is it?
It's called profightdb.com. I'm actually looking at Jimmy Uso right now. The thing is that they don't have them set up as a tag team, so you got to search them up as single competitors, but it has all the matches and stuff.
But back to Riddle. But like I said, back to Riddle with that feud. If he does that feud with Randy, please let this man show off more of his wrestling skills like he did in NXT, please. Because that man showed off everything that he could do. That man did like a friggin' running knee. He did Riddle's good. It's just they're not letting him show all of his wrestling skills a lot. Like I remember all the time I used to get hyped up every time he did that powerbomb Final Flash combo. I remember I used to be instantly hyped up. I'm like, oh, Riddle's gonna win this, you know. But that's all. That's also I want to see. I just want them to show this man work.
I want to see the Matt Riddle that I saw when he left NXT and had that like that cage that they did.
Yeah.
I want to see that Riddle. Dude, I wouldn't even mind if they brought that back because WWE hasn't done that, you know, in like their main roster type stuff. It's a fresh new type match that they haven't done twice now. I would love to see Matt doing Riddle doing that in such a way, be like, you're not going to escape me, I'm going to beat your ass kind of thing. It would be great. I think they need to do something like that.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I wanted this man. I mean, I also wanted this man to go to. I wanted this man to go to SmackDown, but I don't think they don't give a crap about the IC title anymore. I was saying I really wanted Riddle to be a Intercontinental Champion, but I was like, I don't think WWE gives a crap about the Intercontinental Champion.
If they go all the way to WrestleMania and they have not defended the IC title in a pay-per-view, I'm going to be very, very disappointed. The fact that they have not defended it on pay-per-view since WrestleMania Day 2, I believe, is ridiculous to me. Talk about like not having any care for the title whatsoever. The fact that Shinsuke is a champion and I don't even know what he's doing now is just
Injured.
ridiculous.
He's injured. He's been injured for the past 2 months, and he's going to be injured for 2 more because of a wrist injury.
So they didn't relinquish it and
Nope.
allow the title to...
Nope. Because they don't care. They don't care about this title anymore.
They
It's
could
not.
have gave it to Sammy or something.
You could have had
Exactly.
an 8-man tournament, and that would have culminated at the Royal Rumble for the new
yeah.
for the
Once
new.
again,
But what would that do,
championship.
though?
having
What would that do to
booking
the
it
IC
makes
title, though?
sense.
Honestly, though. But even if we had a tournament, what would they do to the IC title? Put it on TV more? Maybe. But, like, are they
They
going
put,
to use...
they put it on TV for 2 weeks, and then they do the same thing that they're doing right now. They don't care about the Intercontinental Championship.
And it's sad because that is the workhorse title. That is the title that if you're never going to get the world title, you can at least get that. And guys like Sammy, I feel like guys like Sammy are never going to become world champion. I don't think that Shinsuke is ever going to become world champion. But having that as the title to get when you're not going to get the world title should be something to fight for. And having it lose such relevancy over the past like so many years, ever since the fact that the Miz brought it back and actually cared about the title again was a great change of relief for me. I was glad to see the title get like somewhat cared about, but then when he lost it, it just went back into irrelevancy again. And I haven't cared about it since he lost it. And that's really sad because that's one of my favorite belts.
Mm-hmm.
And
I love the Intercontinental Champion, but yeah, the ways that they've been treating it, same. I've been caring less about the IC title, and not only that, but like I don't like the design either. I hate the design. Like, why'd you have to take away the white strap? Honestly, the white strap looked great, and I don't know why they took it away from me.
The design for me is just minuscule at this point. It's really the prestige of that title and how it's been poorly predicted over the years.
Because, I mean, you went from the very best people in the company, winning that as, like, the next best prize. You're number 2 it used to be number 2 in the company. And it used to be, like, the match of the night was always for that title, if not the world title. It was always either match 2 or match 1 of the night. And now it's not even being defended on pay-per-view anymore. Like, it hasn't been defended on pay-per-view in almost a year. Like, how ridiculous is that? Like, I'm sorry, but when the freaking 24/7 title, I know more about that than what the hell's going on with the Intercontinental title right now. And that's just insane to me.
To be honest, I'm starting to like the United States champion. I mean, it's giving a lot of TV time, but like
the United States Championship is just that to me.
They're giving it more airtime, and they're actually allowing Damian Priest to do something with it. But like, what the hell is he doing like right now with it?
Nothing.
Like maybe
nothing.
Like they don't do feuds. Like I don't understand like why mid-card titles don't have feuds anymore. Like they're just having one-off matches and that's it. They're not doing like long-term booking with any of these titles anymore. Which they have such a smaller roster. You would think that they would do long-term booking to at least fill the gap a little bit while they're getting potential talent coming in.
Right.
Like that's what I think that they have with the tag team titles right now. The problem that they have is you don't have anybody to fight against. So now they're just coming and bringing tag teams together just so they can have people to go against. Exactly. And I just don't think that's how you need to be doing it.
Like, I mean, also, I don't want no compare. I mean, the best mid-card champion, forget me, the rival company, A-Dub. Come on, the TNT champion. They're giving more TV time on that. And also they're defending them more likely. I know, no different.
Yeah, the TNT championship is way more prestigious than the Intercontinental and United States Championship right now. Easily.
And it's because of the fact that these people are keeping the title for a long period of time, but they're not just not defending it. Like, yeah, Shinsuke's had a long run, but like he's not there. Whereas you have a guy like Miro who had a pretty decent run, but he was defending it constantly. and whatnot. Now, do I think that the booking has been kind of good the last couple of like weeks? Probably not. But that's just more or less just due to real world stuff happening and stuff involving Cody. But that's beside the point. But I think overall the prestige of it is pretty good right now.
Yeah.
You know, they actually make it the number 2 belt in the company, which is what it is. And that for guys like Cody, who are going to probably never win the world title, I hope, at least that's something for them to shoot for and is giving them something else to fight for. You know, same thing with the TBS title right now. I think that that's great. Women who are never going to win the main women's title, that gives them something else to shoot for and still allows them to have that star power, you know, and look credible amongst the casual fans, you know.
Right. I mean, yeah, I'm looking at Corbin's comment. I think Dolph should beat Dame. You know what? I agree, but what's that going to do for Dolph, though? The man's underrated. What's that going to do for him if he beats Damian?
The sad thing with Dolph is Dolph could win that title, and really, I wouldn't care. And it's because they've been building him up as nothing lately. Yeah, he's been in a tag team with you know, Bobby Roode, but that's really it. Like, he's not doing anything. And that's the sad thing is, like, you know, a few years ago he was the Shawn Michaels of the present day WWE, and now he's not doing anything. He became the Jannetty, and that's just so sad to me.
Damn, it's true though. That is true. I was like, damn.
And I think he's a great talent, but it's just booking. You know, like, he can be in a tag team, but make him care, like actually make people care about him. What I thought was shocking, he has no WWE merch.
Dolph Ziggler has no WWE merch.
He made that apparent. If you go on WWE Shop and you look up Dolph Ziggler, you might have like one T-shirt, but it's like extra small or something like that when I looked.
Wow.
He has no merch whatsoever.
That is so weird. Like, what? Like, does that mean I have to go to freaking eBay and find all of his T-shirts? I'm just playing. But Dolph, Dolph's underrated. But like the man was like you said, was the Shawn Michaels, but now he's the Jannetty in the picture in this business. And the man's great in the ring. The man's good on the mic. Like, he has it, but like they're just not giving it to him. They haven't given it to him since 2016. He kind of had a little bit of a push, I believe.
His feud with the Miz in SmackDown in 2016 for the IC title was one of the best that I've ever seen him. He cut one of the best promos that I've ever seen, and it showed that he actually legitimately cares for the business and that he wants to do well. And it really pisses me off that guys like Vince are not giving him the chance to go up against a Roman or, you know, a Drew McIntyre and show that he can be credible. Yeah, he's a smaller guy, but he can still go. And I mean, that's have great matches.
I mean, that's how Vince treats smaller guys, like certain smaller guys. But like,
and it's crazy that we're now going back to the way it used to be, because I remember watching wrestling. It used to be the big guys, you know, and then it went into a little bit of a change where now we're having the smaller guys like Seth and, you know, like Dolph and whatnot, you know, more the indie look type guys winning, you know, the world title. And now we're going back to like the big guys again. So now we're going to like with the Bobbies and, you know, and then the Big E's and stuff, which is fine because I mean, I enjoy all of them. But it's just really funny because now, because of their look, they're not going to get that chance anymore again.
Right. But yeah, that's just how WWE nowadays. But I will say this. I said to Nate, I will, as much as WWE can be boring sometimes, I am still not turning my back on this company. I'm not, because I've watched this company for 18 years, and I've never turned my back on it at all. The All Elite thing, yeah, it's a joke. I love AEW. I love AEW. I love professional wrestling in general, but WWE has been in my life for the as long as I've been watching it. So I will say that, and I will say that in that chat too. I'll say it in the chat. I'll say that. I'll say it to you too, chat. I will not turn my back on WWE though. As much as I have love and hatred towards the company, I will not turn my back on it.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where it's like I begin to think like, what would be the breaking point for like me as a fan to turn my back and no longer watch WWE, you know? And it's just hard because I've seen a lot of shitty booking and a lot of like times where I'm just like, God, the company's just messing up again. I begin to wonder. And like the thing about me is like I'm a very, I guess you could say, like glass half full when it comes to like wrestling, you know, because I'll look at a match and be like, okay, that looks like it's gonna suck, but let me give it a chance. Because with WWE, it's either they're gonna knock this out of the park or they're gonna completely shit on this, and it's gonna suck, you know, like I think it is. So and that's why when I came at like Phil in his video, you know, totally understood where he came from with his Royal Rumble video, but was not gonna come off and say random shit, you know, because I want to still have faith that they're gonna at least pull something and do something right with this. You know? And I haven't lost my optimism. WWE hasn't failed me on that yet, to where they're not going to at least pull something off with it. You know what I mean?
Right.
But they're going to have to continue to like get better, and that's why I continue to watch WWE. Is like I want them to get better. And
Exactly.
That's what we all want. We all want a better product.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, and that's exactly why I've never turned my back on it. I've never stopped watching it. Well, the reason, okay, when I was younger, okay, I grew up in the Ruthless era, but it was around the PG era. The reason why I couldn't watch it as much, I couldn't watch it around the PG era, like around 2008 and 2009, was because, guys, I was 8 and 9 years old. I couldn't watch it. Couldn't stay up at 9 o'clock and stay up at 9 o'clock and throughout 11 o'clock in the night. I had to freaking go to school the next day, and I couldn't watch it. I couldn't watch John Cena. I couldn't watch Shawn Michaels. I couldn't watch Triple H, Randy Orton, or any of those type of dudes. But I've never turned my back on WWE. I kept up with stuff. I always looked on the WWE not network, the website.
Oh man, I remember going on that every day.
Yeah, like every time I had school the next day, I was like, okay, did Cena still? I was like, okay, did Cena keep his WWE champion? I was like, oh, sweet, yes. But like I said, I've never turned my back on WWE whatsoever, and a lot of people I've actually watched it with actually stopped watching, and then I was like, well, okay, have fun. Yeah. So every time, I still, like I said, I got when I was still a kid, still watching it. They were kind of phasing out. They go, we're going to go play laser tag. And I'm going to be like, yeah, have fun with that. I'm going to go watch friggin' Edge beating John Cena. And I'm going to go watch Edge and Rey Mysterio beat the clock challenge. That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah, I mean, there's just something about WWE that's really weird like that. You know what I mean? Like,
it's an instant connection.
It's crazy because like there's always something that I want to see from WWE, you know, and I think it's just because of the fact that like I know what WWE's product is and I know what they're about, and so I'm not as critical on them in terms of how their product is because I know what their product is and always has been, and they've always been more of a entertainment type business as opposed to a professional wrestling business, which is what AEW promotes themselves as. You know, so I guess I'm less critical of how they are when they do a Johnny Knoxville cameo involvement or, you know, having like silly moments in there because I know that they're just trying to entertain us. And yeah, it doesn't always get hit. Like it doesn't always hit, you know, because no one bats 1,000 on that kind of stuff. But, you know, I begin to wonder, like, what'll really get me going to, like, okay, WWE sucks. I'm never watching this again. You know, I only begin to wonder what they could possibly do. But I have a feeling that might end up happening when Vince eventually is no longer part of the company and guys like like Nick Khan are going to be in control.
Oh God.
That might be the
Oh
turning
God.
point for me.
Oh God. I know he's most likely going to control this company after Vince. I don't think Vince is ever going to. Vince is ever going to retire. I think he's going to stay in that chair until he's no longer breathing. And not to sound too dark about that, but
that'll be their most viewed Raw of all time, man. The Vince McMahon Raw tribute show.
Yeah.
That's gonna be crazy. All right, this is just I know he's terrible, but guys, Vince McMahon is probably one of the most important people in wrestling. I know you hate the man, but the man.
Yeah, I mean, we can all admit that, but
I will always say I hate a lot of his potential booking decisions that he's made. I try to give him the benefit because he's not the only one booking. He's not the only one coming up with these ideas. He'll approve of them, but he's not always the one that's making sure everything is the reason why it's happening. But I mean, if it wasn't for Vince, I would never have been a wrestling fan. A lot of my most memorable moments in wrestling have been because of him, as well as a lot of us, even the people that are part of his competition and the people that are on the other side of the coin, running promotions and whatnot. A lot of them are fans because of the content that Vince put out, So I think Vince is always going to be a legend, and he's the godfather of wrestling, and I think he'll always be a legend in that regard, and I think wrestling will never be the same once he's gone.
I don't think so either. And Vince is actually also, as like I said, bad booking decisions and like love and hatred towards the man. The man's an evil genius, of course. But I will say that Vince is also the reason why I actually want to start a wrestling career. Like the way how sometimes around the Ruthless time he worked on some upcoming stars, and I actually wanted I didn't think too much of it, but like I said, I actually wanted to do it. I was like, you know what, I'm actually going to be a wrestler. I was like, and also I'm also like, thanks Vince for picturing that in my brain. Yeah, but Vince will. It wouldn't be the same we wouldn't have wrestling if it weren't for Vince, honestly. And honestly, I'm pretty sure Tony Khan would probably admit that if there was no A-Dub, there'd be no. Yeah, you get what I'm saying, though.
Yeah.
Phil, how you feel about that? How you feel about Vince? I know you hate him.
I mean, yeah, I can admit that. Like, that's obviously the case. It is what you said it was.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Josh says, I remember when he made. Okay, we're not going to talk about that. That's not PG. We're not going to talk about that. But anyway, what time is it? It's 2:00. It's 10 a.m. Long birthday. It's a long birthday, Phil.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think I will be heading out myself. I gotta go do some other stuff. So it was great talking to all of you guys. Once again, Phil, happy birthday.
Thank you.
But it was great to see you guys in the chat. Thanks for engaging. But yeah, love to see you guys all. But yeah, be sure to check out more of Outside the Brand. You guys are doing great, man. I love watching your stuff. Like, even when I'm not a part of it.
Yes, it's encouraging us. I love it. I love that. A lot of people are.
When I get a chance, I always like to check you guys out and see what you guys are doing. So I'm really glad to see Saul on here, man. He's actually been one of the ones I've been wanting to talk to a little bit more. I was like super happy when like I noticed that you had followed me, because I think I followed you for like a good period of time before.
Yeah, it was good talking to you too, man. I was like I said, I'm always chill. I know I'm not on here as much, but I only popped in because it's for my boy Phil and it's his birthday, and I had to pop in, of course, But I will pop. Like I said, I'll be back when I can. Like I said, I only came back just for this, and I only came back for Phil. because Phil's a brother of mine.
But yeah, all right. I'll see you guys later.
All right, man. Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm. Chat, how we feeling? Phil, how are you feeling today?
Good.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. Okay. Nate, actually everybody left. I didn't even realize that.
I didn't leave you, Phil. I didn't leave you. I got you.
Well, everybody else did, but that's all right. We are here. We're gonna be ending the stream now. This was a very fun time. I hope you guys enjoyed all of this. Somebody go I went into this database and I clicked and I pretty much just checked every single time that the Usos and the New Day were pretty much in a match with each other, not just tag team wise, but like also 6-man, 8-man, pretty much any time that they were in a part of a thing together. And I only got 85, which seems like a lot. But over the course, I started at 2015 because that's when the New Day pretty much started, and then to now, and 85 doesn't even really seem like the right number. So if anybody can actually go back and actually maybe count, and then during the next stream, or maybe 2 or so, depending on how long you actually take it, actually take the time to count for it, then you guys can tell me, and then we can try to work something out to try to see how long the Usos and the New Day have been talking or have been actually feuding with each other. Then we can actually try to figure that out. But right now, I'm at 85. Mm-hmm. I could have miscounted, but 85 already seems like a lot. But with the way that 2020 to 2021 to now has been with all those guys, it's obviously going to be, I think it's obviously a lot more than 85, but that's what I got. So we'll see what happens. But we're going to be ending the stream here. Thank you so much for coming on by. Thanks to Anthony once again for coming on by to join us on the stream. And we will be talking to you guys tomorrow for AEW Dynamite. Saul, do you have anything else to say before we get out of here?
Listen, chat. It was good. It was good seeing you guys. I missed this. I missed you guys. Like I said, he came back for Phil. He came back for we had to celebrate. We had to celebrate a little bit, of course. You already know. But go subscribe, hit the subscribe button, put your socks on. Exactly, Josh. Put your socks on, you know what I'm saying? And wear a damn shirt. But I will say that this was pretty good. Phil, hope you had a happy birthday, my guy. Hope you had a good birthday. Like I said, go follow me on TikTok. Go follow everybody that's part of this podcast on TikTok. Everybody, like you already know, some of them couldn't make it, but 2 of them couldn't make it. But they send their love, of course. You already know. But beneath all that, I think that there's nothing much to say. As much I will say is that I love you, Wolfpack. That's all I gotta say about that.
All right. Thank you guys so much for coming on by. Veer is eventually coming. We don't know when, but he is going to come. We will talk to you guys soon, and peace out.